Shiggs. It's her boyfriend. They've been living together in the same apartment since January. And they got into an altercation, uh, several things with including pepper spraying him, throwing water at him. There was additionally pushing him and I believe grabbing as well. Excuse me, the other one being throwing a backpack at him, a book bag. And there were visible injuries that officers observed here. That prior simple battery family violence case that was against the same victim as here, docketed at 24 CR 001760E. That was ultimately dismissed. The victim, we have spoken with him. He states he and the defendant have been together for over 3 years now. They don't share any children, and they live together. He confirmed the events in the warrant. Believes the defendant was too drunk because he states this has not happened before. He states the defendant is not dangerous. He's okay with the defendant returning home and having contact. We are concerned about that given the prior case against the defendant for violence against the same victim here. Though that was ultimately null pros, we are requesting a $4,000 surety, 1,000 for each battery family violence, and 500 for each simple battery family violence. Correction, that's a $3,000 total surety. No further contact with Jason Shiggs. This is only a few days ago. Not a sufficient cooling off period here. Stay away. We think for the time being from the 1390 Northside Drive, Northwest address in Atlanta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. If we could sound for Mr. Shiggs.
Mr. Shiggs, I see you there. If you would like to address the court, I need for you to raise your right hand for me. We affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes.
You can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Well, as far as the no contact, the apartment is in her name. And so if anybody has to leave, I will leave immediately. It's ultimately her home. I realize y'all stated about prior history, but like I said, it was both of us extremely intoxicated. I cannot put all blame on her at all. I mean, I only can blame alcohol and us for over drinking it. Like I said, she's not a dangerous person. This is not something that she's done before. And I, like I said, realizing with the prior history, I know what you guys are thinking, but it's not that at all.
Being here this afternoon, so. Ms. McLeod, is this your case?
Yes, Your Honor, it is my case. My client is a healthcare professional, Your Honor. She has no kind of history at all. So I'm asking for signature bond for her. And in speaking with her, she tells me she would prefer no further violent contact with the alleged victim. And it appears that those are his wishes as well, Your Honor. She tells me that after the incident, they were able to talk and that they were, quote unquote, cool with each other. So he seems to think so. She thinks so, Your Honor. And I really don't see any reason why they should not have contact with each other. So I'm asking for her bond condition to be no further violent contact and for it to be a signature bond. Nothing further, Your Honor.
And for each battery charge will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For each simple battery, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 makes for a total of a $6,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. I want her to begin the family violence intervention program. No further violent contact with Mr. Shiggs. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can I ask one question, just so I can understand what it means? When you say the $1,000 signature bond, does that mean it still has to be paid, or is it a signature bond?
It's a signature bond with an amount attached to it. If there's any type of withdrawal of that bond, that's the amount that she will have to pay to get out, but it will be a signature bond at this point.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Who do we have next?
Position 21, Ms. Russo.
Good afternoon, Ms. Russo. You've been charged in case 26 CR 002515C with simple battery. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was October 26, 2023, out of Fulton for simple battery against law enforcement. It appears that they're on probation on that case under 25 SC 000153. They have 5 total cycles. There was a felony conviction in 2011 for aggravated assault where it got first offender treatment, and it was discharged in 2017. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened in reference to the victim, who is Markia Ross, who is a neighbor at 509 Boulevard in Atlanta. It appears that she was walking down the stairs of the apartment building, and the defendant spit at her with some landing in her face and hair. The bond recommendation is for a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial services. We are asking at a level 2 in consideration of the prior history of the defendant, no further contact with Ms. Ross, and stay away from her apartment. I'm not sure whether or not the defendant lives in that building or was there otherwise. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Ms. Markia Ross is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Doesn't it? So, Ms. McLeod?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Evans Battle, could you tell me when this happened? Because I have not seen the warrant.
This happened June the 1st of 2024.
Okay, so almost 2 years ago, correct?
Yes.
Okay, June. Okay. I believe you sent a consent bond for reporting at level 2, and I did speak to my client about it, and she consents to the signature bond.
Yes, what I announced was what was in the signature bond.
Right.
To
That
the
is
court.
correct. Her reporting at level 2, and she doesn't even know who this person is. I actually asked her, so obviously she doesn't have no recollection of this incident, and she doesn't know the person. So it shouldn't be too difficult for her to keep away from her, since she doesn't really know who she is. But my client does live off of Boulevard. The address that she gave to me sounds very similar to the address that you just, 509 Boulevard. That's where my client lives.
Okay.
In a different apartment, of course.
As such, it will be a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial level 2. No further contact with Ms. Ross. Stay away from her apartment. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Your Honor, next is Miss Midway. Yeah. And she was going to be on the add-on list, I think. I don't know if it's ready.
I don't have an add-on calendar as of yet. Has it been sent out?
Question for defense. Did you receive the diversionary consent bond offer?
For Ms. Miwe?
There is one for Ms. Miwe and one for the other individual arrested. This was a dual arrest case. Koyelia Tia.
I did not receive a consent bond for Ms. Miwe.
Okay. So you have Ms. Miwe. Who's the attorney that has Tia, Miss Tia?
I think that's a private attorney, is what
Private attorney? Okay.
I believe so, but she a conflict anyway, so I'm not
Gotcha.
sure.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm gonna send this to you right now. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Thanks.
What was the name of the other person that you mentioned, Mr. Shiraga?
Yes, that's Koyelia, excuse me, Tia. Last name Teah.
Okay, no, I did not interview that person.
Okay.
She does have a private attorney, and I believe he might be in courtroom 2. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Hello, Your Honor.
But
Good afternoon.
Your Honor, excuse me, Your Honor. I will, as soon as I finish with this young lady, I'm going to take her back and then bring his client forward. Okay? Thank
Okay.
you.
So where do you want me to go next?
If you can do Miss Meadway, so I can take her back and then bring the attorney client forward.
Could we
Okay.
potentially hold off on the dual arrest case, and they can review these diversion offers?
The thing is that I cannot bring them together. That's the problem. They have to be kept separate.
Okay, well, I don't have an add-on calendar as of yet, so I don't know what she's charged with or anything of that nature. So if we want to go to somebody in courtroom 2 while Mr. Siraka works on that.
Okay. I'll bring
That's
her back
fine with-
later, Your Honor. I'll bring her back later. It's not a problem.
Okay.
Thank you.
And while we're doing that, do we have the name of the private attorney representing Ms. Tia?
Yeah, Ronald Anderson.
Mr. Dunderson?
Anderson.
Could you throw your email in the chat for me, and I can, or just message it directly to me, and I can get that to you. Thank you.
Here we go. Number 24, Mr. Smith.
Thank you. Yes, you do. Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Smith. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002512E with theft by shoplifting. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Yes, Your Honor. Their last arrest was November the 14th, 2006 out of Gwinnett for armed robbery, burglary, aggravated assault, and false imprisonment. There's 10 felony convictions outside the last 10-year period. And there are 12 misdemeanors outside the last 10 years. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm not sure how the court wants us to do these. We have late consent bonds, but in any event, this particular incident was a theft by shoplifting. It appears it took place at the Food Mart at 2610 Metropolitan Parkway in Atlanta on April the 19th. He went to a back storage room and left a backpack on the shelf, but was seen removing products without authorization or payment, concealing tobacco, black cream under his arm, and he dropped the item after being confronted with it. The bond recommendation is for a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1 in consideration. It's been so long since he has a history. No alcohol, drugs, or weapon. That's our bond recommendation.
Your case, Ms. McLeod? Ms. McLeod, you're on mute there.
Yes, I'm sorry, Your Honor. Yes, that is my case. Mr. Smith is 60 years old, as the state has stated. He doesn't have he's not been in any kind of trouble. He is currently homeless, he tells me, so a signature bond is perfect for him. And he's okay with staying away from that particular location.
Okay, it will be a $1,500 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the Food Mart on Metropolitan Parkway. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck, Mr. Smith.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Number 7, Mr. Colton.
Good afternoon, Mr. Colton. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002503D with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Yes, Your Honor. Their last arrest was March the 4th, 2026 out of East Point for criminal trespass. They have 36 total cycles. There's a 2017 theft by receiving felony conviction, 2024 theft by shoplifting, 2018 simple battery. There are FTAs from 2023, 2024, and 2026. 2 open cases for criminal trespass, 1 open case for battery. Nothing further to report.
Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor, this incident happened April the 18th of 2026 when he went to the package store located at 2057 Stand Road. He had received notice not to be on that property, with the notice being given March the 23rd of 2026. He indicated that he knew he wasn't supposed to be on the property, but he was there in order to purchase alcohol. The bond recommendation is for we are asking for a high bond, $5,000 surety, because he has the 2 open criminal trespass cases in the 07345Y case. He was given $100 cash bond on that case. He bonded out before the SAP, and on the 1493Y case was $150 cash bond. He bonded out on that case as well. Both of those locations were at gas stations, similar circumstances. Therefore, we are asking for a high surety on this case. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. Those are the conditions that he's out on now. And for him to be there purchasing alcohol, I would just, bring to the court's attention that that's already something that is in his case, and he's not complying with the current bond orders in which he is under. Thank you.
Evans Battle, would you send those the case numbers for those 2 open cases to Ms. Bridgewater for me, please?
Yes, sir, I will.
Okay, thank you. Yes, Ms. McLeod.
Yes, Your Honor. My client is unemployed, he tells me. He also tells me that he's homeless, Your Honor. So, of course, he's not in a position to pay any significant bond. I believe I heard trial said he had FTAs, recent ones. So I know that that would normally disqualify him for signature bond. But I'm going to ask the court to give him the lowest possible bond, because he really is not in a position. Perhaps a cash bond, but if not, a very low surety bond, Your Honor, so he can get out of jail.
Okay, well, it appears that he keeps coming back, Ms. McLeod. So between now and the SAP calendar, I want to see what's really going on, so that we can maybe help him with his housing if he needs a BHET. I do think I'm going to order a social worker visit. So at this point in time, it will be a $3,000 good bond. I want him to have a social worker visit to assess for a BHET and assist with housing. He's to stay away from that package store on Stand Road, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. I'll reconsider that bond on the May 5th SAP calendar if we can put together some type of plan for him. Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Colton.
All right, we go to number 1, Miss Andrews. Oh, okay.
Afternoon, Ms. Andrews, you have been charged in case 26 CR 002496F with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, this is the first arrest.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor, we'd actually like to offer a consent bond for diversion on this case. We are late sending those offers over. It was within the hour. I don't know who the attorney is for this case. The incident happened April the 19th of 2026. There was an argument with Mr. Frank Patterson, who's the victim in this case, placing some type of cream on their 1-year-old daughter's face. The officer observed he was bleeding from the lip and swelling because she had hit him in the mouth. She indicated it was retaliation for him hitting and pulling her hair, but the officers determined that she was the primary aggressor and she was arrested. So our bond recommendation was for diversion. It would be for a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial services at level 1. No further violent contact with Mr. Patterson. Complete the family violence intervention program as part of the diversion. Pay any fees associated with that program. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond.
If Mr. Frank Patterson is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Good afternoon, Ms. Goodman. Are you representing Ms. Andrews?
Yes, I am, Your Honor. And I did get an email for the consent order, but because we've been interviewing, I haven't had a chance to go back to speak to these clients about the consent order. So I haven't had a chance to speak to my client to see if she will be willing to accept diversion. I don't know if we could be placed into like a breakout room really briefly so I could explain to her what the consent bond with the offer is.
Well, at this point, you can either call her, given the amount of people in the courtroom. Are you going to need to, Ms. Evans-Battle, how many can? Why don't we just do it, if they haven't already consented to a bond, then I'm going to give them the bond, given the amount of people we have on these calendars this afternoon, and that we have an add-on calendar that's also coming out. So, Ms. Goodman, I am going to give your client a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Mr. Patterson. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. If you want to work with the solicitor's office regarding diversion going forward, then you will have that opportunity to do so. Okay?
Okay, Your Honor.
All right. If no objections, Ms. Goodman, then that's going to be the bond for Ms. Andrews. Good luck to you, Ms. Andrews. Who do we have next?
At 26, Miss Tia.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Tia. You've been charged in case 26 CR 002509K with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, this is the first arrest.
Mrs. Rocco?
Yes, Your Honor, this was, I didn't get an email to send that to, but I'm going to read out the state's recommendation as far as the consent bond that was drafted is concerned. Let me make sure I have all that here. Yes, Your Honor, for Miss Tia, the state's recommendation is $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. That's on the battery family violence. We were recommending the defendant to enroll in diversion, pay $500 required enrollment fee, enroll in and complete the 12-week anger management course, and pay any required enrollment fees. Have no further violent contact with Latapoa Miwe. Have no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond, and have no further violations of the law.
Mr. Dunderson?
Hello, good afternoon again, Your Honor. I'd actually like the case dismissed completely. I'll tell you why. This was really caused by the aunt who was fighting with her own daughter. her own daughter was in quite a very physical struggle with the daughter. Miss Tia had said that she was going to video it and call the police if she didn't stop beating her daughter. At that point, the aunt came over, slapped the phone from Miss Tia's hand, pulled her hair. She sitting down the whole time, not standing up, not aggressive, just threatening to call the police if she didn't stop battering her daughter. She was filming it. The aunt slapped the phone out of her hand, pulled her hair to the extent that the hair came out the scalp, bit the back of her neck, and punched her in the face. Pulled her off the chair onto the floor. And at that point, 5 family members tried to separate the aunt from pulling her hair out of her head. When that eventually happened, Miss Tia was the one that called the police. She called them. They eventually came. At that point, the aunt had some scratch and a bruise, and there was a claim that Miss Tia had bitten her breast. That claim is completely denied. She was arguing with the daughter quite strenuously before that. The Miss Tia did absolutely nothing wrong here. There's nothing. I mean, she was sitting down the whole time, never aggressive, never stood up, never got involved in any altercation whatsoever other than getting dragged on the floor. And she's been in jail since Thursday. And I just, and she's a student. She's doing double degree and master's degree. Never been in trouble, no violence. Quite a timid person, and I don't think she deserves to be here.
Just for a little bit of clarification, there was a bite mark observed on the Miss Miaway, but am I correct? You are rejecting the diversion offer?
Yeah, well, I'm not exactly sure what diversion offer is, to be honest. If you can explain that to me, that would be helpful.
Well, I'll just make the determination as to bond. So again, if there are consent bonds that have not been consented to, given the number of people that we have on this calendar, I'm just going to make the decision. So who is Miss Miaway to Miss Tia?
That's her aunt, her mother.
Her aunt. And do they live in the same household?
They do. They live in East Point, yes.
Okay. So, Mr. Sirocco, you've already suggested no further violent contact.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and a signature bond. I'm going to let you all work the rest of this out as we go forward. I'm going to give her a signature bond for the purposes of the bond hearing today. So it'll be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with the alleged victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. If you want to consider a diversion as you go down the road, then that's up to you all. All right, good luck to you, Miss Tia. And anything further, Mr. Dunderson?
No, thank you very much. Oh, well, one last thing. I don't know if it matters much, but the name on the docket is spelled incorrectly. The last name is, the first name is Coilia, which has got an H instead of an A at the end.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Your Honor.
Yes,
as far as the no further violent contact, did they agree to the 12-week, or did you give a 12-week DVRP?
No.
Okay, that's what I needed to know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, who do we have next?
Do we want to hear the other side of this case? If they've had a chance to speak, maybe not.
I think that they were separating them, Mr. Sirocco, so I don't
Mhm.
know if ACDC has them both there together. I
Gotcha.
think that was Miss or Officer Milton's issue.
And then we have number 3, Ms. Brewster.
Good afternoon, Ms. Brewster. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002498C with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was January the 9th, 2026, out of Fulton County for obstruction. It appears that they're on first offender probation on that case. They have 8 total cycles. There was a misdemeanor conviction in 2024 for obstruction and disorderly conduct. 8 total cycles. FTA in 2022. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened April the 18th of 2026. Officers went to the Homestay Suites located at 4100 Window Drive Southwest. Stated she had been repeatedly told to leave the property. She was complaining that her things were there on the property and management indicated her things were in the lobby. She could get them and leave, but she didn't leave. So she had previously been noticed the day before not to be on the property. I think there's an $1,100 surety that's already set. We just asked that it remain the same as set, and no alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond, and stay away from the Homestay Suites location. Thank you.
Is this your case? This your case, Ms. Goodman?
Yes, Your Honor. Are you ready?
Yes.
Miss Brewster is age 35. She was born and raised here in Georgia, and she is a part of foster care, but she still have her foster parents here, some sisters, some nieces and nephews that also live here. She is residentially challenged, so Your Honor, we will be asking for a signature bond for this charge. In addition to that, she was actually staying at this hotel with somebody. Although her name was not on the actual room, she was staying with someone. She's been staying there for some weeks now. And so I'm not sure about the whole criminal trespass of what was happening, but she did pay for a room. So I'm not sure how they were able to actually criminally trespass her for being actually a patron of this hotel. And so again, she is residentially challenged. She was staying with someone at this hotel. And so I will be asking for a signature bond for this charge, as she doesn't have any funds to pay for a $1,100 bond to be released, Your Honor.
It will be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the homestay on Wendell Drive. She can go back to that location with law enforcement on one occasion to collect any belongings, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Brewster.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
Yep. Next, we have position number 12, Ms. Edwards.
Good afternoon, Ms. Edwards. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002514Y with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, this is her first arrest.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle? Mute there. Ms. Evans-Battle, you're on mute.
Thank you, Your Honor. In this particular case, it appears that the victim in this case is Mr. Edwards. I don't know how it's just referenced it. Oh, I'm sorry, Stanton Edwards, right in my face. These are married people. They were married and living together in the home when an argument between them occurred because Miss Edwards indicated to him that he was speaking to a female coworker too often. They got into an argument about it. She struck him over the head with a bag that he believed contained a soda. Thereafter, she also threw a vase at him, and the vase hit him, causing a laceration on him. She also picked up a knife and was, once she just picked up the knife, he was able to grab the knife away from her. This occurred in the presence of their child as well, who indicated and confirmed with the officers that this had happened. The victim indicated that he was on his way when our victim advocate spoke with him to get a TPO. At this time, we're asking for no further contact with Mr. Staten Edwards and the child BE, as well as no contact with him unless there is some court order otherwise put in place to allow for visitation. We are asking that stay away from the 6353 Beaver Creek Trail location. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. Thank you. We are asking that that bond amount be set an amount of $3,500 for the battery and 15 for the cruelty, makes for a $5,000 surety bond at this time. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Edwards, I see you there. You're not driving, are you?
Yes. I'm pulling over now. I was headed to get my son out of school. I'm pulling over in a safe area now.
Let me know when you're
And
stopped.
I'm parked now.
Okay.
I'm stopped, sir. Stop now.
All right. If you would like to address the court, I'll need for you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can place your hand. Thank you, sir. You can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
My wife has a temper issue. I think she battles from a childhood abuse issue. She has tried to commit. She stated to me she have tried to commit suicide to herself twice. She stated to me.
Mr. Edwards, you've gone out on us. Yes, Ms. Goodman.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Edwards is age 47. He's back. I don't know if you want to finish here.
You're going to, Mr. Edwards, can you hear us? Mr.
Hello?
Edwards, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? Yeah,
Yes.
I can hear you now.
Okay, I need for you to
Yes,
address
she has.
contact. Okay, I understand that. What would you like to have or not have contact at this point in time with Ms. Edwards?
Well, I do have the TPO in place. It's
Okay.
been granted for I guess for a year. And I also will be seeking a divorce due to, till she get help. Maybe if she get help and get treated, we maybe, but till now she needs help. She needs counseling on her anger.
Okay. Thank you for being here this afternoon, Mr. Edwards.
And thank you, sir.
Yes, Ms. Goodman.
Yes, Your Honor. So Ms. Edwards is age 47. Her and Mr. Edwards have been married for the past 27 years now. She was born and raised here, so she is very familiar with Georgia. She has a bunch of family that lives here as well. The address is, of course, the marital address, which is the 6353 Beaver Creek Trail. They've been living there 5 years with their child, their son, who is 9 years old. She received her master's degree. She went to Georgia State University for her bachelor's and then received her master's degrees at the University of Arizona. She holds 6 insurance licenses, a CDO, and she has a teacher certification. She currently she has her own business. She's insurance contractor with Nationwide, Liberty Mutual, New York America, and she also works as a logistic manager at Night Transportation. Your Honor, this is her first time ever being arrested. She never been in trouble before. She doesn't have a history or anything. In fact, she was the one that was actually injured. Ms. Edwards told me that Ms. Edwards actually was hitting on her, and so she was trying to defend herself in this case. She has a dislocated shoulder. Well, not dislocated, but it's like a bruised shoulder where she can't move anymore because he pushed her. And so it does seem like this is more of a self-defense. She told me that there has been past history of abuse in this relationship. And so she had to go to the emergency room for the past 8 years. It's been going on. And so, Your Honor, I do believe, concerning the fact she has no criminal history, she's never been in trouble anywhere, I will be asking for a signature bond in this case. And I also will ask that there's no stay away. She's the one that takes the child to school, picks the child up. I know currently Mr. Edwards is on the way to pick up child, but that's because she's currently incarcerated.
No, we do.
So
I pick up my own child. I pick up my child as well.
Mr. Edwards, we don't interrupt, Mr. Edwards, okay? If you had something more to say, I was going to give you the opportunity, but we don't interrupt when people are talking in this court. You understand me?
Yes, sir.
All right. I'm sorry, Ms. Goodman. Continue.
Yeah, and so just based off of that, Your Honor, her being a first-time arrest, I do think she should get a signature bond in this case, especially if there is history of abuse. She's trying to protect herself, and we're fine. She's fine with a no contact. She doesn't want contact either. But as far as the stay away, this is her primary home as well. And they have a child that she also takes care of. And so I would just say that it's not a stay away from the household. I do understand that Ms. Edwards said that he has a protective order. Not sure when that got in place concerning the fact this just occurred. Yeah, I'm not sure how that protective order, if it's keeping her away from the house or not, anything, but I will just ask that there is not a stay away and that she does receive a signature bond.
Okay, anything, thank you, Ms. Goodman. Anything further, Mr. Edwards?
No, I just want to say a lot of that was not correct, sir. That's all I want to state.
Okay, you'll have the opportunity to litigate this as we go forward. As far as bond goes, for the battery will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the cruelty, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1, makes for a total of a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Mr. Edwards. Stay away from the Beaver Creek Trail address. She can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings. Third-party transfer of the minor child for visitation. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
Judge, if as far as the child is concerned, if he has the TPO, we'd ask that whatever the court is conditions they placed, then the TPO be abided with. And she may not have been served with it, I understand that, but if it says that she's not having any contact with the child, then I would ask that that be the order of court.
Okay, and if that's not the order of the TPO, then there will be third-party transfer. If some other court has said that there is to be no contact, then that will be abided by. All right, good luck to you both. Who do we have next?
Number 20, Ms. Reynolds.
Good afternoon, Ms. Reynolds. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002517B with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, this is the first arrest.
Yes, Ms. Evans-Battle.
Is it Runnels, RUNNELS?
That's correct.
All right. This incident happened at 653 Pinehurst Drive in Fairburn, April the 19th of 2026. The defendant was in a physical dispute with her mother. Crystal Parson is a, okay. Let me just restate this. The defendant was in a physical dispute with her mother where her mother slapped her and the defendant grabbed her back. The victim in this case is Crystal Parson, who is a niece that was living in the household. Defendant's niece tried to intervene and stop the fighting, and the defendant bit her, leaving a deep red and purple mark. It says that the victim is technically the defendant's aunt by law. But in any instance that she indicated that in this particular case, the bond recommendation is for a $2,500 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. No further contact, stay away from the location at the 653 Pinehurst Drive. The victim had indicated that this is the first time the defendant's done anything like this. We were erring on the side of caution, asking for the no further contact and stay away. I'm not sure if the victim is on the line. They did make contact with our office and indicate that they want contact and that they wish for her to come back home and have an evaluation. So if the court, as part of its order, can order an MHET, then that would be our recommendation, Judge.
I'm here, Your Honor. Ms. Parson, if you would like to address the court, I need for you to raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Yes, what it is my grandmother adopted Aaliyah Reynolds, and so by law, she's my auntie. My grandmother's 88 years old. We want her back. We want her to come back home. We just told Aaliyah that she has to be more patient with Noni, which is our grandmother, being elderly. And that's pretty much it. Other than that, I'm fine, reconcile. Aaliyah has a full-time job. She's never done nothing like that. She's not violent. We would want her. My grandmother wants her to come back home, as well as my mother, who's here right now as well. And that's it. And we're just gonna have to work this out as a family. If she wants to go, and we can. If she said she was depressed, I think. So if she would like us to go and take her to see a doctor, we're willing to work on jump on board. But other than that, I want Aaliyah to let's go further. Let's let this go. And if she gets the ball, I'm asking for that. If that's
Thank
okay.
you. Yes, thank you, Ms. Parson. We appreciate you being here this afternoon.
Yes.
Yes, Ms. Goodman. You are.
Sorry, realized I was muted. Your Honor, we're not opposed to the signature bond that the state is offering. Also not opposed to the stay away or the no contact, as long as they're, I'm sorry, my phone keep going off. As long as there just is a one-time law enforcement for her to go back and get some things from the house.
Okay, so she has somewhere else to go?
Yeah, we talked about that because I asked her, but she does not plan to go back to the household at all. So we already discussed this. She doesn't plan to go back. So if they want to include a stay away, no contact, that's fine.
Okay. As such, it will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. At this time, no further contact with the alleged victim. Stay away from the incident location. She can go back to that location on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you all.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And next we have number 30, Ms. Williams.
Good afternoon, Ms. Williams. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002505G with hit and run, following too closely, no proof of insurance, and expired or no license plate or decal. Is there a history? Ms. Hardy?
No, Your Honor, this is the first arrest.
Who's presenting for the state? Ms. Evans Battle?
You said Williams.
Position 30, yes.
Mr. Sirocco, I believe, has that case.
Could I get that first name?
Oh,
Amalia?
I have it. I'll do it. I have it here. This case involves I have the victim's name is Dang Achibir, Achhiber. This happened April 18th of 2026. It indicates that the victim was riding an e-scooter and was struck from behind, throwing him from the scooter onto the pavement. That the defendant continued driving without stopping. Another witness said that the impact lodged the scooter under her car, to which she got out, moved it out of the way, and drove off. The witness also saw the victim unconscious before gaining consciousness and being moved to the sidewalk. The defendant had no insurance and an expired tag as well. Our bond recommendation in this case is as to the hit and run, it is for a $5,000 good bond. Following too close, $1,500, no insurance, $500, and the expired tag, $500 is a $7,500 good bond. No further contact with the victim, no driving without license, insurance, and proper registration of the vehicle, no alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Goodwin?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Williams, she's only age 20. She was born and raised here in Georgia, so she is a lifelong resident. Her entire family does reside here, and I believe her mother, Hanya Norwood, is also on this call. She did graduate from high school. She's only 20, but she's currently in school trying to receive her medical assistance from Atlanta Tech. She works part-time, though, as a cashier at Kroger. And again, Your Honor, this is her first time ever being arrested, so we will be asking for a signature bond in this case. In addition to that, she did talk to the alleged victim in this case, asked them if they were okay and everything. And then we also spoke about the registration. She was actually on her way. She has to get an emission test. And so that's the only reason that she's trying to get something fixed on her car so she could pass the emission test. But Your Honor, again, due to her criminal, she has no criminal history or anything like that. So we will be asking for a signature bond in this case.
Be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For each additional charge, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1 makes for a total of an $8,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. I wanted to have a defensive driving class. No driving without proper insurance and plates, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Williams.
Number add-on 3, Ms. Lytle.
Good afternoon, Ms. Lytle. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002525Y with battery, family violence, and cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was February 16th, 2008 out of Tennessee for public intoxication and resisting arrest. That is their only arrest cycle. Nothing further.
Thank you, Mr. Sirocco.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place, this was just yesterday, at 110 Wilshire Court in Johns Creek. There was a call made by the child, in this case, juvenile LP. I believe the child of the defendant and the victim here, Mr. Zachary Patterson. Excuse me. There was an incident here, Your Honor, where it sounds like there's a lot of buildup to this. Relations are not good in the home. And the defendant had stated to LP, shut the F up. Defendant went upstairs a short time later. Mr. Patterson, the victim here, went up to retrieve his shorts while in the living room. The juvenile reported hearing the defendant screaming at Mr. Patterson, get the F out, and heard a noise coming from the stairway. Heard Mr. Patterson exclaim, "Oh, you pushed me." Essentially, Mr. Patterson explained that the defendant had become angry, initiated a verbal argument, calling him expletives and expletives towards his family as well. And while in the bedroom, the defendant was roughly 10 feet away, was directing him to leave while accusing him of blocking her way. He moved away from the doorway as he was proceeding down the stairs. The defendant had pushed him from behind, causing him to stumble down the staircase, resulting in an abrasion on the right side of his right knee. We did speak with Mr. Patterson. He confirmed the events in the warrant. He explained that things between him and the defendant have not been pleasant. They're in the process of separating. He is still in the home, and their lawyers are consulting about legitimization of the children. Him moving out, he'd be concerned about. He doesn't want to leave the residence, essentially. He resides there as well. And he states the defendant has been physical in the past, but it hasn't been like this. he called the police before. He has called them before, but he's hung up before they answered. He says he's okay with the defendant returning to the home, as she may have nowhere else to go, and that he's okay with contact, and is not in fear of the defendant. We do have some concerns here. That pushing someone down the stairs is no small incident. And with prior violence that's being reported, some of the vitriol going on here, we do have concerns for the safety of Mr. Patterson as well as the child. We're in this case, we will be fine with a signature bond through pretrial services level 2, provided that there's FIP ordered as well. Otherwise, we'd be asking for $3,000 surety here. No further violent contact with Zachary Patterson. No violent contact with juvenile LP. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And I believe that's all for the state. If we could sound for Mr. Patterson at the time, Your Honor.
Zachary Patterson is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Here so. Ms. Goodman?
Yes, Your Honor. So Ms. Lido is age 37. Her and the alleged victim is not married, although they're separating. It's not like a marriage or divorce going on right now. They're just separating. They're not legally married. But the address, the 110 Wilshire address, is actually her childhood home. So the stay away we're not agreeing with, just because that is her childhood home. I mean, it's from her parents. She got it passed down. They paid for it. And so I don't see Mr. I don't know his last name, but I don't see the alleged victim having any type of interest into this at this moment of time.
Ms. Goodwin, we didn't ask for stay away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was a stay away. I didn't hear that. I thought you was asking for a stay away. So if there's no stay away, then I will recant that argument. And Your Honor, so she's been living there ever since she was a child. Like I said, it's her childhood home. She was born and raised here in Georgia. She got family ties here. They share 2 kids, ages 13 and 15. It sounds like it might be some legitimation going on. But she did receive her bachelor's degree from GSU. She's currently trying to receive her master's degree. She just reached out to her employer to see if they are willing to pay for that schooling. But she currently works at Cognia. It's a nonprofit that works on improving schools. She only has the one criminal record from 2008, which should be expunged, but it's from 2008. It's more than 10 years ago. And so based off her criminal history, she got good community ties here. She doesn't have any criminal history, really. And in addition to that, Your Honor, there's going to be more evidence that comes out to show text messages from the alleged victim harassing her. There's going to be evidence to show that she was the one that called 911 first. So why would she ever push on one, then call 911? She called the alleged victim, wasn't leaving her bedroom. And he's refusing to move any clothing or anything while they go through the separation. Obviously, she did not kick him out. She just wants to be separated in the house, and he's not allowing that, Your Honor. He's still antagonizing her. And so all the evidence will come out once this case goes to trial. But to that point, Your Honor, we will be asking for a signature bond, considering the fact that she has some criminal history here. I do believe maybe her private attorney for the family law cases on. I don't know if you have anything to add or not to speak about her character, but based off of that, I do believe that she is a good candidate for a signature bond, and nothing further, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Sadiq. If you do you have something you'd like to add to this matter?
Just want to make the court aware that there is an ongoing legitimation action. Mr. Patterson has not been legitimated as of yet. I just had a conversation with his attorney on Friday, and the conversation centered around the lines of Mr. Patterson moving out of her ancestral home. That is something that myself and Mr. Lance Gellens are working on. I endorse everything that Ms. Goodman is saying. I'm very well aware of Mr. Patterson's behavior in the home, and that's why I initiated a conversation with Mr. Lance about separating these parties. But I just want to make the court aware that there has been no legitimation order entered in favor of Mr. Patterson.
Do you know when Mr. Patterson's gonna be out of the house?
Mr. Alas, his attorney told me that he's already located the place. I don't know if he signed a lease, but what was intimated to me on Friday was that he has an address of where he plans to go. I do not have that address yet. I'm supposed to be getting a consent order on the legitimation case at some point this week, but obviously this just happened yesterday.
Okay.
Well, we have
But
that he's still in the home, Judge, from speaking with him today.
So it doesn't sound to me like they need to be around each other right now. And as long as he's in the home, she necessarily cannot be there. So, but once he moves out of the home, then I'm going to allow her to go back there. So at this time, as far as bond's concerned, for the battery will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. For the cruelty, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Makes for a total of a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Mr. Patterson. At this time, stay away from the Wilshire court address. She can go back to that address on one occasion, either to retrieve belongings or to see that he's no longer staying there. If he's no longer staying there, then she can reside there. If he is still there, then she'll have to gather her belongings and find someplace else to go in the meantime. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
To Mr.
Welcome.
Hernandez.
And I didn't get that case, Judge. What's the next case?
Add on to.
Add on.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Hernandez, good afternoon. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002529E with loitering and prowling and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Yes, Your Honor. Their last arrest was May the 14th, 2024, out of Gwinnett for a probation violation. They have 7 total arrest cycles. Misdemeanor conviction in 2024 for simple battery, interference with government property. 2022 criminal trespass, theft by taking. There's a 2022 felony conviction for possession of methamphetamine, burglary, and financial transaction card theft. They got first offender on that, discharged in 2025. There's an open case for aggravated assault, possession of a firearm, terroristic threats under 25 SC 000152. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Mr. Siraka?
Yes, Your Honor. I had an aggravated assault, simple battery, interference with government property, and possession of a Schedule 4 controlled substance conviction from 2024 out of Clayton. I believe aside from that, history looked pretty similar. The incident here took place April 18th of this year. 2471 Old National Parkway in College Park is the location. It's the Travel Lodge. There was an officer who was conducting a directed patrol there, and this is a location known for homicide, drug sales, theft, other miscellaneous crimes. He observed an individual standing on the second floor of the rear of the location at the Travel Lodge. It was like 81 degrees out. He was walking around in a hooded sweatshirt. Officer approached him, asked him some questions regarding if he had a room there. He continued to walk away with his hands in his pants. He stated he did have a room. This confrontation went on for a little while longer. He was instructed to stop ultimately, and officer was trying to determine his reasoning for hanging out at the location because he was pacing back and forth at on the second floor there at the location. As it turns out, there was no legitimate reason for him being there. Nothing that could be shown by the defendant here, excuse me. Ultimately, he had disregarded the officer's lawful commands to stop and proceeded away from the officer. Ultimately, was detained. The state's recommendation on account of the history here, of which you've heard there's a number of recent convictions, recent cases. We are recommending a $1,500 surety, 1,000 on the loiter prowl, and 500 on the obstruction. Stay away from 2471 Old National Parkway and College Park. Again, that travel lodge. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol.
Thank you, Ms. McLeod.
Yes, Your Honor. I'm asking for signature bond for my client. I am not sure exactly how legitimate that stop is, Your Honor. It sounds like the officers just stopped him because he was wearing a sweatshirt. It was 81 degrees. I do not know that that's a legitimate reason to stop and confront a citizen, to just start questioning them when you do not see them engaging in any kind of illegal activity. I was waiting for, they saw him doing something suspicious. It just said he was walking on the second floor of what sounds like it's a hotel. It doesn't sound like he was engaged in any kind of criminal conduct at all. At least that certainly is my opinion based on what the state has said, Your Honor. He's not in a position to pay for bond. He tells me he's currently unemployed. So I'm asking the court to consider giving him a signature bond so he can get out of jail.
He can't make any type of bond, Ms. McLeod?
Well, he tells me that he has not worked for some time, Your Honor. So I don't know, maybe a low cash bond he might be able to make. Maybe somebody may help him.
Does he have somewhere to go once he gets out of custody?
He gave me an address, Your Honor, but he says he's essentially homeless.
For each charge will be a $50 cash bond, makes for a total of $100 cash bond. Stay away from the travel lodge on Old National Parkway. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Ms. Bridgewater, if he does not make that $100 cash bond, I want to put him on the SAP calendar for the 28th.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right.
Thank
Good
you,
luck
Your
to you,
Honor.
Mr. Hernandez.
That concludes my business before the court today. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you, Ms. McLeod. Always good seeing you. Have a good rest of the day.
Thank you.
All right, we got number 8.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Kato. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002494A with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was June the 6th, 2022, out of Douglas County for an FTA. They have 14 total cycles. There is a 2021 cruelty misdemeanor conviction, 2014 simple battery, 2013 theft by taking, two FTAs from 2022, nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. In this particular case, it appeared that the incident happened April the 19th at the address of 7350 Camilton Road Southwest in Fulton, where the victim in the case is Alicia Brewster. The officers arrived on the scene. It was in a parking lot location that they came out to. She had indicated that she arrived home and Mr. Brewster was standing at the top of the stairs. I'm sorry, Mr. Cotto was standing at the top of the stairs in the breezeway when she walked past and entered the residence. He followed her into the bedroom. There was an argument because he was asking her who was she talking to. and he asked her a couple of times. Then he headbutted her at that particular time, and the officer, although the officer was not able to observe any bruising, she indicated that at the time that she was in pain, of course, from being headbutted. The bond recommendation, in this particular case, we're asking for a signature bond. We are asking for a surety bond in the amount of $3,500. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons. Stay away from the location at the Campbellton Road address, and no further contact with the victim, Alicia Brewster. I'm not sure if she is on here. I didn't see her earlier. There she is. And if the court would sound and hear from her, I would ask the court to do so. Thank you.
Ms. Brewster, if you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. You certainly do not have to, but if you would like to, I'll need for you to activate your camera, unmute yourself, and I'll swear you in. It appear that she would like to address the court this afternoon. Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is actually, oh, did I just hear something? Okay. He's 31 years old. He was from New York. I guess he's been here in Georgia for more than 30 years, though. He was born in New York, but he's kind of like almost Atlanta, Georgian. Complaining witness and my clients are living together, and they do have two kids together, one biological child and one adopted child. It will be my client strongly prefers to have no further violent contact. However, we understand that if Alicia Brewster does not speak up to have contact, I understand that he cannot have any contact. The incident location is my client's place. When his name is on, he does not want to evict his children's mother or mother of children. We hope they get no further violent contact, Your Honor. My client, after graduating from high school, he has been working as a tattoo artist, and his income is kind of like up and down when it gets, because it is based on commissions. We would like to ask for a signature on bond, because other cases in the past were dismissed. Actually, there was no conviction, and we asked for a signature on bond and no further violent contact. Thank you.
Okay, will be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Ms. Brewster. Stay away from the Campbellton Road address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings, third-party transfer of any minor children for visitation, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
27, Mr. Wahid.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wahid. You've been charged in case 26 CR 002508L with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was September the 20th, 2025 out of DeKalb for an FTA. There are 4 arrest cycles. There was an FTA in 2025. There's 2 open cases. The first one is 25 SC 004633, and that's for robbery, battery, aggravated assault, criminal trespass. And then 25 SC 004630, aggravated assault, armed robbery, and possession of a firearm. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
I'm sorry, Judge, I didn't hear the name.
We had position 27, WAHID.
Yes. In this particular case, he was loitering at Marta, is the allegation, the criminal trespass. He was there for 45 minutes or more. The officer had previously had encounters with the defendant, loitering, cursing, those types of things. Found that he had a permanent ban from MARTA from an armed robbery arrest that occurred in 2024. The bond recommendation is for a $1,500 good bond. Stay away from the West End MARTA station and all MARTA properties, since there is a permanent ban from all MARTA locations. That he have a social worker visit to assess for whatever resources he might need in the way of BH and housings, if that is an issue for him. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client is only 19 years young, Your Honor. And unfortunately, he has been residentially challenged about a month. And it's kind of like so sad that he's very young, but he does not have support to have a stable housing. He works at he actually stays at Atlanta Mission. It's nearby Civic Center and Train Street. He didn't know train station. He did not realize that he had permanent ban from MARTA because he doesn't have a car. That was the only transportation that he had. He thought only one station was the place that he could not go, not the entire MARTA station. Your Honor, he's very young and he's trying really hard to graduate from high school this May 2026. He wants to graduate from high school, and at this point, he does not have any income. We'll definitely have our social worker to have a visit with him. His right eye is legally blind, so he cannot see things very well either. We would like to request for a signature on bond, Your Honor.
Okay, will be $100 cash bond. We're gonna have a social worker visit to assist with the BHET and any housing issues. He's to stay away from MARTA, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Your Honor, can you be a sheriff's 10% program?
That's fine with the court.
All right, that's an add-on for Mr. McCray.
Good afternoon, Mr. McCray. You've been charged in case 26 CR 002526 J with battery and possession and use of drug-related objects. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Yes, Your Honor. Their last arrest was November 19th, 2025 out of Chamblee for an FTA. They have 24 total cycles. Misdemeanor conviction in 2015, simple battery. There appears to be an open robbery and criminal trespass under 25 PI 006051. Appears to be a holdout of Carnesville for an FTA, and the date of that is October 11th, 2021. There's FTA from 2025, 2017. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Mr. Sirocco?
Yes, Your Honor. I also have two battery convictions that I found, one from 2025 and another from 2015. Additionally, I see an obstruction, fare evasion, and certain bus rail station acts prohibited 2025, and I believe one of those battery cases was a MARTA case. This incident here took place April 19th, 2026 at 2610 Metropolitan Parkway Southwest. That's the Lucky 7 Food Mart in Atlanta. Officers responded to a dispute call, made contact with the victim, Mr. Larry Smith, who explained that the defendant confronted him inside the location about concealing an item inside the store. And as a result, the defendant struck Mr. Smith several times with a closed fist to his face, sustaining as a result. Mr. Smith had a visible laceration to his mouth, and he was ultimately taken to the hospital for his injury there. This was captured on surveillance cameras, and in patting down the defendant, they did find a what they recognized to be a crack pipe in his right pocket. I also saw, don't want to forget these, in addition to the 2025 FTA, there are FTAs from 2017, 2015, 2013, and 2012. So recent FTA within the past 2 years and several priors. So there's a risk of substantial risk of failing to appear here with his track record as well. This is not his only violent case here. Two prior battery convictions, Judge, one just last year. We're recommending, given this, a $5,000 surety. That'd be a total surety. We're recommending $4,500 on the battery and $500 on the possession or use of drug-related objects. No further contact with Larry Smith, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Thank you. If Mr. Smith is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Mr. McRae, is 34 years old, and Your Honor, he was born and raised in Florida. However, he's been here in Georgia for about 20 years. This became his second home. He does have a minor children, 3 of them, 7, 9, 13 years old, and he resides with them. He lives with them. He supports them financially, providing everything with 2 jobs, Your Honor. He works at Georgia Tech Cafe, and also he works at this store where the incident location was. He was the one who was protecting his store. He was approved by his manager to take care of this person who steals, and he denies the allegation of the drug object being his and all. It was actually, he believes that it was belonged to Mr. Larry Smith or somebody else, another customers. And Your Honor, my client does have a very serious nerve damage on his right arm, and it's not just Mr. Smith who had to go to hospital. My client also had to go to hospital. He wanted to protect his job and protect his store, and we would like to request for signature on bond. If Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond, we ask for the lowest possible bond for $500. Thank you.
So you're telling me, Ms. Kim, that Mr. McRae works at the Lucky 7 Food Mart?
Yes, he's actually works there. He was not fired because the manager knows what was going on. He was not the first aggressor. He was defending himself and the products not to be sold, stolen. It was almost like a robbery situation where my client had to protect himself and the business.
So, Mr. Sirocco, Larry Smith was a customer at the
That's my
food mart?
understanding, Judge. That's why we weren't asking for a stay away from the location. But it's the defendant who, quote unquote, defended property with violence. Don't know how that's going to hold up, but yeah, that's why the state's asking for a $5,000 surety total with his previous and recent battery convictions.
Your Honor,
Well, the FTAs.
Your Honor, this is dual arrests. Mr. Smith was also arrested because nobody could tell who was the first initial aggressor. So officer basically arrested both of them. And I believe in my client because if he was the first aggressor, he would not be having a job right now. He would be fired. But that was not the case.
I don't have anything about Mr. Smith being arrested here.
His case is it was presented by Mr. Okay, here. Booking number 2608 260606. He was arrested together with Larry Smith. Yeah, I believe he was already charged. It's the same calendar, Your Honor. He was Representative Howard.
Okay, for the battery, it will be a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. For the possession, $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2 makes for a total of a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2.
Your
No
Honor,
further.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but he's not eligible. FTA from 2025 and prior FTAs before that.
Well, given the circumstances, I'm going to give him a signature bond through pretrial level 2. No further contact with Larry Smith, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Also, I do see Larry Smith on the calendar. He's not charged with any violent offense. He's charged with theft by shoplifting.
What do we have next?
Add on 5, Mr. McIntosh.
Good afternoon, Mr. McIntosh. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002527A with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was January 10th, 2023, out of city of South Fulton for criminal damage to property and theft by taking. They have 2 arrest cycles, nothing further to report.
Thank you. Who's presenting for the state?
I believe this is my case, Your Honor. This incident took place, this was October 19th, 2025, 2861 Akron Street in East Point. There was officers were dispatched to that location, and they spoke with the parties involved. One being the defendant here, I believe. Scratch that. The victims here, his name is, I believe, Ariel Evans. It's the mother of the defendant. Her son had been driving in their vehicle, and there was an altercation that arose between them, wherein the defendant was stated to have pushed the victim, Miss Evans, and I believe ultimately subsequently, there may or may not be a warrant out for Miss Ariel Evans as well from this. And because essentially they couldn't determine a primary aggressor here. I do want to add he does have a prior simple battery family violence that was 20 CR 003033F, and that was against the same victim as here. It was ultimately dismissed, it appears, after completing pretrial diversion. We have spoken with Miss Evans. She is headed to the police station, at least when we spoke to her today, to inquire as to the warrant out for her son. She wasn't aware of it. She called yesterday to serve her son with a TPO that was ultimately granted on April 9th, and that is when the son was subsequently arrested for this incident. She confirmed the events in the warrant. She and her son cannot get along. He can no longer be in the home. She says this has happened before. She's called the police previously, and there are potential MH and anger issues here. She's okay with her son having a signature bond as he has a child to take care of and just got a job. It is okay with contacts, but the defendant cannot live with her. I mean, with the previous case, we do have concerns about the two living together. Certainly, we'd be asking for that stay away. And with what she's reporting here, we'd request a few days anger management, 2 days at least. But in sum, Judge, state seeking a signature bond for pretrial services level 2, 2 days anger awareness, no further. I think no further violent contact is probably more appropriate here with the circumstances in the previous case. With Miss Evans, stay away from 2861 Akron Street in East Point, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. If we could sound for Miss Evans.
Ariel Evans is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. So, Mr. Soraka, let me make sure I have this straight. So,
Yeah.
Mr. McIntosh is Miss Evans's son. Miss
Yes.
Evans stays at the Akron Street address. She
Mhm.
doesn't mind having contact, but she doesn't want him at that address.
Yeah, it seems to be a weird cross section there, but with the TPO that he was served with, we'd be asking for no further contact. I would assume that would encompass no further contact.
Okay. All right, thank you. Yes, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 26 years old, and Your Honor, he really wanted to have a for the violent contact. However, if everybody wants him to stay away and have no contact, he does not object. He will comply. It will be just kind of heartbreaking. They have been living together, mother and my client and sister, who is 28 years old. They were living together. My client has one son, 3 years old. After 11th grade, he's been working at grocery store, Wayfield. However, he believes that he may have lost his job by now because he couldn't go to work today and yesterday. It's going to be very detrimental to his financial situation. Your Honor, he has to look for a new place since he cannot go back home, and he may also have lost his job. I asked for a signature on bond with a no for the violent contact, and yet he's applying with no contact as well.
Be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with Ms. Evans. Stay away from the Akron Street address. He can go back to that address on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. McIntosh.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Add-on 8, Mr. Patrick.
Good afternoon, Mr. Patrick. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002530J with theft by shoplifting. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was March 17th, 2026, out of Fulton for criminal trespass and obstruction. That case appears to be open under 26 CR 001792J. There's 15 total arrest cycles with arrests out of Georgia and North Carolina. There's a 2025 misdemeanor conviction for breaking and entering out of North Carolina. 2015 burglary felony, possession of a firearm, and aggravated assault. There appears to be an open entering auto criminal trespass, theft by taking under 24 SC 006511. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Mr. Sirocco?
Yes, Your Honor. There were also additional criminal trespass and obstruction convictions from this year. They didn't appear on the GCIC, but they're in our system here in Odyssey. Convicted on, it was March 5th of criminal trespass, and again, subsequently of criminal trespass, but with an obstruction charge as well from on March 31st of this year. The incident here on April 18th, 3221 Peachtree Road, which is the Aldi store in Atlanta. He had taken, it was two pillows valued at around a little under $30 total from the location. He is, according to, I believe it was loss prevention here, he's been a problem for this particular store for some time. And there's a secondary open case. He's facing 3 charges currently for it under 26 PI 003157, felony obstruction, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct. And I believe this did involve him coming back the next day. He was apprehended by a different officer on the 19th when this incident took place on the 18th. And this was, yeah, they certainly want him criminally trespassed. But he had returned, and that was when they apprehended him here, Judge. The state's recommendation with the defendant's history here is going to be a $2,500 surety. We're recommending a social worker visit for BH. Stay away from the Aldi at 3221 Peachtree Road in Atlanta, as well as no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Do you have any information for me, Mr. Sirocco, on that open criminal trespass and obstruction, what the bond was and if I issued it?
Those are convictions, I believe, Judge. Is there the one I was referring to being open was a felony case, essentially at or around the same location that took place a day after this incident. Do you have the case number for if it's something else that you're referring to? Do you have the
Yes,
case
the pretrial gave me that there's a 2026 criminal trespass and obstruction. 26 CR 001792J.
1792. That was a conviction, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
And it was a stay away from. It was a different location, it appears, but he was to serve 60 days, have a social worker visit.
Okay.
And perhaps some other conditions. Sure thing.
Yes, Ms. Kim.
Yes, we do agree with the social worker visit for housing resources and BHET. Actually, social worker is waiting for this to be done, and then she's going to be interviewing him. He is 30 years old, Your Honor, and he claims that he's a sovereign citizen, but he was not sure whether he wants me to represent or not. It was not clear. However, I'm assuming that he needs a public defender. He does not have any education. He says he got the GED, but other answers I could not get. And Your Honor, he had a shop 2020. Because of that, it's causing a lot of it may have caused some of brain damage, Your Honor. We would like to request for very, very, very low bond, Your Honor, because he has a felony charge. He's not going anywhere. So maybe like $10 cash bond. That's what we would like to request for.
And did we hit his North Carolina history pre-trial?
Yes.
Okay.
And North Carolina.
So it's going to be $1,000 good bond, social worker visit to assess for BHET and housing, stay away from the Aldis on Peachtree Road, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Can we fix him on 11 a.m. calendar? I have a feeling that social worker will agree with me.
Okay, so you'd like to place him on the, I believe that'll be May 7th. 11 o'clock calendar.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you get that, Miss Bridgewater?
Wouldn't that be May 5th? Wouldn't that be the 8th?
Tuesday to Thursday. I have May 5th as the SAP calendar, and then the other SAP calendar 2 days
Be May
later.
7th. You're correct. At 11 o'clock?
Yes, ma'am.
We'll put it on that calendar.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So the number 2, Mr. Bolton.
Good afternoon, Mr. Bolton. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002499F with battery and simple assault. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was November 11th, 2017, out of Newton County for criminal trespass. They have 11 arrest cycles, 2 felony convictions outside the last 10 years. The first one was in 1994, armed robbery, aggravated assault, 2006, aggravated assault, possession of a firearm. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor, and he had a FTA from 2012, but it doesn't look like it was disposed of until 2020. This happened April the 19th of 2026 at Best American Hotel at 5021 Old National Highway. He knocked on the victim's door. Her name is Alls, and the last name is spelled Shinea. He stated to her that she had taken his property. There is a video that shows that they were in the stairwell and he hit her so hard the first time that he knocked her head against the wall. He left and then he came back and punched her repeatedly in the face, causing injury, swelling, and bruising to her face. The bond recommendation is for $2,000 on the battery and $1,500 on the simple assault, making for a $3,500 surety bond. No further contact with all Shanae and stay away from the location at the Best American Hotel. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. We would ask for a social worker visit to assist for BHMH issues.
Shanae is on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Goodman?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Bolton is age 52. He was born and raised here in Georgia. His entire family lives here. He's okay with the stay away. He does have somewhere else to go in Decatur, Georgia, or Fairborn to live with others. He does have 5 kids. 3 of them are grown. 2 of them are still minor children. He did receive his high school diploma. He also received his barber license as well. Your Honor, he has been unemployed for the past 2 years, so I will be asking for a signature bond in this case, considering the fact that he doesn't have much funds. I'm so sorry. I don't know why my phone just rings. But Your Honor, as far as his convictions, they're pretty old. We're talking 1994, 2006, and then a 2017. So almost 20 years ago, his last convictions, he hasn't been getting in trouble since. He's been doing well for himself. So Your Honor, I will just be asking for a signature bond for this case, considering the fact his criminal history is pretty outdated. He doesn't have much funds, and then he does have good community ties here. He does meet the AOLA factors. And in addition to that, we're okay with the stay away from the hotel. He does have another place to go.
Okay, for each charge will be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2, makes for a total of a $4,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. We're going to have 8 anger management course classes, no further contact with the alleged victim, stay away from the Best American Hotel on Old National Highway, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Bolton.
All right, number 4, Mr. Brown.
Good afternoon, Mr. Brown. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002497F with possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Yes, there are 9 arrest cycles total. Arrests out of Georgia, New Jersey, New York. Their last arrest was April the 28th, 2020, out of Fulton County for DUI and failure to maintain lane. I'm not sure if it's open. I think it's open under 24 CR 001321F. There was felony conviction in 1999 for possession of Schedule 1, 2, or 3 controlled substance. 95 manufactured distribution of heroin. Both of those are out of New Jersey. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle.
Yes, this happened April the 19th of 2026. His car was obstructing the sidewalk and roadway in traffic at the 3804 Martin Luther King Drive. He indicated to the officers that he was attempting to charge the vehicle in order to move it out of the way. The officer ran his driver's license once he provided the appropriate identification, indicating that it had an outstanding warrant for DUI. That's that 24 case that we have. It's a failure to appear on that particular case. So the bond was set at $600 as a surety. I just asked that it remain the same as set. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond. Thank you.
The only thing he's charged with is this possession. Is that correct, Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. And yes, that's the only thing he's charged with.
Ms. Goodman, if it's okay with you, it would be $1,000 signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you?
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine.
Good luck to you, Mr. Brown. Yes, Ms.
I
Evans
just want to
Battle.
make sure because that is a current FTA that is outstanding, that he was arrested. That failure to appear.
Okay, well, I guess he will still remain in custody as far as that goes and on that underlying charge.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Brown.
All right, number 6, Collins.
Good afternoon, Mr. Collins. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002500E with loitering and prowling and willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was May 7th, 2025 out of Cobb for terroristic threats and acts. They have 18 cycles out of North Carolina, 4 out of South Carolina, and 4 out of Georgia. There's an open theft by taking under 23 CR 006933E. They have 5 felony convictions outside the last 10 years. Nothing further to. There's a hold out of Marietta for a probation violation. The date of that is December 19th, 2025. Nothing further.
Thank you. Who's representing Mr. Collins? I just want to make sure that the attorney's with us. That you, Ms. Kim?
Your Honor, yes, I believe Ms. Kim is representing him.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Goodwin. Oh, you ready, Ms. Kim?
I was not, I didn't interview him. I was not representing him.
I spoke with somebody on the phone.
I believe it was Maureen McLeod. Conflict? No?
That's fine. You got Miss Goodman.
Yeah, Miss Goodman.
It's not me. I don't have him on my list, but let me check from her dad if he is a conflict, because then it might be McLeod.
So can we go to someone else while we figure this out?
Okay. It is on PD Goodman's list.
Colin?
Yeah, he said already spoke with you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I missed him. Let me go back to my notes. Yes, I do have his notes. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay. So yes,
Yeah, that's all I'm gonna
can we get Star Gel muted there? Mario, Starga, we can hear your conversation. Can we mute them, please? Thank you. Yes, Miss Evans Battle.
Yes, this happened April the 18th of 2026. He was at a closed business at about 4:30 in the morning at the Dollar Tree located at 881 Peachtree Street Northeast. He was drinking, appeared to be intoxicated, had an aluminum pole. He was pacing back and forth in front of the closed location. Of course, that brought concern to the officers as to what was going on. There'd been some prior damage or vandalism of property in the area. The officer went to arrest him. The officer is Alvaro Perez. He pulled away from the officer, didn't follow commands. And so he was charged with the loitering and the obstruction, the law enforcement officer. The bond is set as $1,000 for each charge as a surety, and the state would recommend that the bond remain the same, stay away from the location at the 881 Peachtree Street Northeast, and no alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Goodwin.
Your Honor, Mr. Collins is age 49. He's been living here in Georgia now for the past 4 years. He does have an address here in Marietta, Georgia, but he is a good mailing address. Other than that, he is residentially challenged. So him being outside, I mean, he wasn't doing nothing wrong. He was trying to find a place to sleep. He does have 4 kids. 2 of them are grown, 2 of them are minors. He did receive his GED. He also received his certificate in electrical wiring, and he currently is attending an online culinary art school. It's called Auguste Escoffier. I probably pronounced that wrong. I was trying to figure out how to pronounce it when I was speaking to him. But it is a culinary art school that he's attending online. And Your Honor, we'll be asking, considering the fact, I mean, it's a loitering, but he was sleeping outside in front of a Dollar Tree. And so I will ask for a signature bond in this case. As far as the obstruction, I mean, the handcuffs was on tight, so he was really trying to ask him to loosen them up. But anyways, I don't see as far as why the officers, I mean, I guess someone's sitting there, but he was literally just minding his business and he's homeless. So I'm going to ask for a signature bond in this case, Your Honor, for Mr. Collins.
And for each charge will be a $500 good bond, makes for a total of $1,000 good bond. Stay away from the Dollar Tree on Peachtree Street. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. A social worker visit to assist with housing. Good luck to you, Mr. Collins.
Number 18, Mr. Rogers.
Good afternoon, Mr. Rogers. You've been charged in case 26 CR 002518B with willful obstruction of law enforcement officer. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was March the 4th, 2026 out of City of Atlanta for theft by shoplifting. There are 19 cycles out of Georgia, 7 out of Florida. There is a felony conviction out of Florida in 2017, trafficking stolen property, 2016 burglary. In Georgia, there's a 2023 felony conviction for burglary, criminal damage to property, misdemeanor conviction out of Florida for possession of drug paraphernalia in 2017. There appears to be an open burglary case under 22 SC. That's probation for burglary, 22 SC 182099. FTA in 2018 and 2022. Nothing further.
Thank you, Ms. Evans Battle.
Just to the April the 18th of 2026, he was also arrested for felony drug charges and violation of probation. And I apologize if she said that and I just didn't hear it, but I wanted the court to be aware of it. This case is an obstruction case. Officer Snyder of the Sandy Springs Police Department was responding to a call where the defendant had already shoplifted two e-bikes from the location at 1165 Perimeter Center West. He came back and he did this on February the 10th. He came back to that same shop this time because he was shoplifting a charger for the bike. When the officers attempted to place him in handcuffs, he fled on foot. The bond recommendation is for $2,500 good bond. Stay away from the 1165 Perimeter Center West Sandy Springs location. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kemp.
Yes, Your Honor. My client, Mr. Rogers, is 36 years old. And of course, there's a felony charge. So no matter what he gets, he's not going to be able to get out of the jail right away, Your Honor. He has been here in Georgia about 36 years, even though he was born in Indiana. He graduated from high school 2008. After that, he went to college for a year to study physics. And he does have a housing, and he has a very good address. We filled out the change of address form, and he is living with the 3 roommates. He has not had any job for the last 6 months, so he does not have any income at this point, and he does not have anybody who can pay for his bond. I believe he has other charge, so we would like to request for the lowest possible bond, about $10 cash bond, Your Honor.
It will be $1,000 good bond. Stay away from the incident location. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Rogers.
Number 25, Stokes.
Good afternoon, Mr. Stokes. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002510E with battery. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was October the 21st, 2011, out of East Point for aggravated assault, robbery, and possession of a firearm. That did result in a felony conviction. There's 8 total cycles. There was a 2012 criminal damage to property and burglary felony conviction where they got first offender, and it was sealed in 2018. 2006 simple battery. Nothing further to report.
Ms. Evans Battle.
Yes, this happened at 2651 Church Street in East Point on April the 18th of 2026. The victim is Timothy Sharif. It says that the victim took food from the defendant after the defendant had already offered the food. So the defendant felt disrespected and pushed and punched the victim, leaving a swollen eyelid. The bond recommendation is for a $2,000 good bond, no further contact. Stay away from the location, no alcohol, drugs, weapons while on bond. Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Stokes is 37 years old, and he was born and raised here in Georgia, Your Honor. As we heard, his last case was 2011, more than 15 years ago. He has been cleaned up, different person. He's not homeless, he's not residential challenge. He's got a place where he resides with his mother, and 13 years young brother. Your Honor, he does have one child who is already adult. After graduating from high school, he has gotten a welder certification and he works at welder, all-purpose welding, working very hard, Your Honor. We would like to request for signature on bond. He volunteers at that church. I believe that address is where he is a member of the church, and he would like to go back to his church on Sunday. If he cannot go back to that church for during the daytimes, during the days, we ask for, he has no objection to stay away. I mean, no contact with Mr. Timothy Sherry. We ask for signature on bond through pretrial.
All right, will be a $3,000. Yes, Ms. Evans Battle, did you have
Sorry,
something?
I noticed in the chat that there was someone here for this particular case for Stokes. I'm not sure if it's the victim or not. It's iPhone, and I don't see any other identification on it.
Is anybody that wishes to speak in regards to Mr. Herbert Stokes? Now is your opportunity. Okay. It will be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further contact with the alleged victim. If he is attending the 2651 Church Street location for church services, then I'll allow him to do that. Otherwise, he's to stay away. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Stokes.
All right, 28, Mr. Walton.
Oh, I believe we do have a consent bond for this case, Your Honor. Just give me 1 second. I believe he's gonna accept it. Signature on bond. Okay, yes.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Kim. Ms. Evans Battle, you have a consent on position 28.
And what's the name?
Walton.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, if you'll place that on the record, please, and make sure to get that to Ms. Bridgewater.
Yes. The consent bond is for a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services, level 1, for that simple battery family violence. No further violent contact with Keosha Mitchell. Stay away from the 5605 Oakley Industrial Boulevard, Fairburn, Georgia. No alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. No further violations of the law.
Is that your understanding, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Good luck to you, Mr. Walton.
Number 10, Mr. Crumbly.
Good afternoon, Mr. Crumbly. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002519J with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was March the 30th, 2011, out of Fulton for aggravated assault, cruelty, and simple battery family violence. They have 2 arrest cycles, nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident happened October the 2nd of 2025 at 953 Washington Street Southwest. There was an argument between Mr. Crumley and the victim, Destiny Dowdy, in which there was an argument about her seeing men outside of the relationship because he went through her phone. He hit her multiple times and grabbed his belongings and left. There was swelling and bruising to her face. We had an opportunity to speak with the victim in this case. She indicated that they had been together for almost 6 years. They currently do not live together as a result of this incident that occurred then. But they do share children and wants contact because he is working on himself and taking care of their children. She indicated she would be on Zoom, so if the court, I do see Destiny there, if the court would sound for her. Our bond recommendation is for a signature bond based on our contact with her and the age of the case. Stay away that it's signature bond through pretrial services for $3,500. We are asking for a level 2, no further violent contact, and for him to complete 3 anger awareness classes, no alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. Thank you.
If Ms. Destiny Dowdy is on the line and wishes to address the court, now is your opportunity. You'd have to unmute yourself, activate your camera, and I'll swear you in. Ms. Dowdy, are you with us?
Yes.
Okay, are you able to activate your camera?
I'm trying. Not letting me. It's not letting me do my camera. It's not letting me do my camera.
Okay, there you go, Ms. Dowdy. Raise your right hand for me, please. I believe it's the other hand.
I'm sorry.
Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
He's a good dad. He helped me a lot. And he's a good person.
Happened back in 2025. Have you all been together since that time?
No.
Okay. And do you have children together?
Yes, we have 2.
Would you like contact at the present time?
Yes.
Okay. Anything further you'd like to tell the court this afternoon?
No, sir.
All right. Thank you for being here, ma'am. Yes, Ms. Kim.
Yes, my client is 37 years old, born and raised here in Georgia. He has 4 children, and 2 of them he is currently residing with. He after 11th grade, he has been working hard, and recently he actually became disabled. Because of that, he does not have any employment at this point. But he is a very good caregiver for his mother and very good dad for his 4 children, Your Honor. We ask for signature on bond. We have no objection and no further violent contact.
It will be a $3,000 signature bond for pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Ms. Dowdy. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Crumbly.
11, Mr. Davis.
Good afternoon, Mr. Davis. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002511F with 2 counts of willful obstruction of law enforcement officers and giving false information to law enforcement. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Yes, Your Honor. Their last arrest was January 2nd, 2026, out of Fulton for simple battery. They appear to be on probation for that under 25 CR 006656F. There are 59 total cycles with arrests out of Georgia and California. There's an open simple battery case under 26 CR 00005F. There are 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a 2025 driving while license suspended or revoked misdemeanor. There's a 2017 battery family violence. FTA from 2025. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Evans Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, officers were called to a distress call of a person down inside of a vehicle at the Shell gas station located at 3580 Cascade on April the 19th. They checked Mr. Davis, EMT was there. They were just, checking to make sure he was okay and he wasn't impaired and that it was safe for him to leave. They asked him for an ID. He indicated he didn't have it. So they asked for his name. He gave the name of Ray Davis, date of birth at 7/21/73, when his correct name, of course, would come up as Ashanti Ray Davis with a birth date of 7/28/73. He became upset when the officers indicated that if he didn't give the correct information, that they were going to send for someone to bring a fingerprint scanner. Started arguing with them at that point in time and still refused to give them the correct information. So they were arresting him for giving the false information. He left, he ran and hid in some bushes and wouldn't come out. And so he was charged with the obstruction. The officers that were involved in the case were asking for bond recommendation as $1,000 surety as to each count, that he stay away from the Cascade 3580 Cascade address, location, no alcohol, drugs, weapons while out on bond. Thank you.
Yes, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Davis is 52 years old and he has been here in Georgia for more than 15 years. So he was actually born and raised in California. He has adult children, and in California, he received a bachelor's degree for social science. And Your Honor, after that, he has been certified for welding, and that's what he has been doing. Lately, because of his low back, which was injured, from the car accident, he has hard time to get a job. He's been working at Star Staffing, doing construction. Because of that, he does not have financial stability at this point. I don't think there was any probable cause to interrupt my client, even when the car, he was doing everything legally. It's okay to sleep in a car in his own part. There's no open case. I mean, so I think this should be a signature on bond, and we ask for that, Your Honor.
All right, for each charge will be a $10 cash bond, makes for a total of a $30 cash bond. Stay away from the incident location, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you, Mr. Davis.
Item 15, Mr. Herring. I don't have to right now.
Your Honor, my client does not even have $30.
I have no one to bring me $30.
And Judge, she said there was no open case, but I think pretrial did say that he has an open case. So the courts, we would object to any change in bond at this point. The court's already set a very nominal cash bond.
Your Honor, what's the open case? Can we have a
He's on probation, that's my understanding, for simple battery. So
Okay, so what does that mean?
so the bond's gonna stand, Ms. Kim. If he doesn't make it out, I'll reconsider it at the SAP calendar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I'll be here. See you then. 15. 15, Mayor.
This is Mr. Herring, is that right?
Correct.
Yes, good afternoon, Mr. Herring. You've been charged in case 26 CR 002521B with battery. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Yes, Your Honor. Their last arrest was February the 4th, 2019 out of Fulton for obstruction. They have 15 cycles with arrests out of Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, Florida, Mississippi. There was a 2010 felony conviction for robbery, 2010 misdemeanor for battery. Both of those are out of Florida. There appears to be a hold out of Austin, Texas for passing forged instruments. The date of that is December 15th, 2015. Nothing further to report.
Thank you, Mr. Siraka.
Yes, Your Honor. I also do have a prior, it is outside the 10-year window, but a prior conviction out of Florida for battery and robbery from 2010. The incident here took place.
Mr. Siraka, I apologize. Give me 1 second. Mr. Mario, this is a court proceeding. I know everybody's tired here, but you have to sit up straight for me or go off camera, okay? Thank you, sir. I apologize, Mr. Siraka. You can continue.
No, thank you, Judge. This incident was just 2 days ago. It took place at 237 10th Street Northwest in Atlanta. Officer was flagged down on a dispute call near that location. And he saw the victim waving her hands and yelling towards the officers. They made contact with her. Her name is Dana Hill. She explained that the defendant, who was following her off the interstate, had attacked her. She was sleeping in the homeless encampment there, and the defendant was trying to wake her up. She reported that he grabbed her neck and caused the injury on the left side of her neck. There was visible bleeding that officers observed, a bleeding laceration. And the defendant was then detained. Yes, I did see apparently still wanted out of Austin for an outstanding warrant, it appears. I didn't see a hold for him, but I wanted to mention that. And then an open entering auto in Fulton, 16 SC 146484. The state's recommendation here, I mean, he's got multi-state history all over the place. Granted, much of it's older, but we are concerned about flight here as well. This does appear to be a targeted attack. We are concerned for Ms. Hill, even though we haven't been able to speak with her. We'll continue those efforts, Your Honor. We're recommending a $3,500 surety, no further contact with Dana Hill. Stay away from that encampment there, 237 10th Street Northwest in Atlanta, and no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond.
Thank you. Ms. Kim?
Your Honor, Herring is 49 years old, and he was born in North Carolina. He has been here in Georgia for more than 10 years. Your Honor, he has one son who is 25 years old. Other than that, he is residing alone. He went to college in North Carolina for machinist, to be a machinist, and he is working. He was working as a metal fabrication and demolition. However, last 6 months, he has not had any employment. He does not have any funds to make any payment at this point. Your Honor, we asked for signature on bond, and the incident location is actually my client's place. So she no longer resides there. So maybe he can go with a law enforcement officer to verify if she's not residing there. If she doesn't, I want to make sure he can go back home. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, it'll be a $2,000 good bond. I wanted to have a social worker visit to assist with the BHET and any housing issues. No further contact with Ms. Hill. I don't know how those areas work, but if she is I want him to stay away from the 237 10th Street location. He can go back to that location with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he has that's there. But let's have a social worker visit to maybe assist him in finding more permanent housing. All right, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Herring.
Your Honor, can you have a sheriff's 10% program, please?
That's fine with the court, Ms. Kim.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, next we got number
Your
6.
Honor, can we have position add-on 6?
Okay. All right, so this is Miss Mia Way. Good afternoon. You've been charged in case 26 CR 002531K with 2 counts of battery family violence. Is there a history?
No, Your Honor, this is the first arrest.
Okay. And this was from that other case, Mr. Sirocco?
That's correct. The one that we did offer a diversionary consent bond on. Has that been
Can you remind
resolved?
me of what,
Fine.
can you
So-
remind me of what that person's name was?
Yes, Your Honor. The other individual involved is Kayalia Tia, excuse me.
Okay, last name's Tia. Thank you.
Mhm.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you. And what was the response from defense on this? Were you able to speak with your client? No.
No, I wasn't able to speak to her. But Your Honor, I would just be asking what you gave Tia. I think it was a signature bond. I also believe that Mrs. Tia didn't have a criminal history neither. So I mean they're both, I guess, cross defendants in this case. But so I'll just be asking for the same thing. It seemed like it's a mutual combat. So
Okay, let me hear from Mr. Sirocco.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that would be fine with the state judge. We'd be asking for a $2,500 total signature bond through pretrial services level 1. That would be 1,250 on each battery family violence count here, Your Honor. No further violent contact with Kayalia Tia. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol. No further violations of the law.
All right, so it will be a $2,500 good bond on each, a signature bond on each charge makes for a total of a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with Ms. Tia, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Does that suit you, Ms. Goodman?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you, Ms. Miyaway.
All right, next we got number 16, Mr. Johnson.
Excuse me, Your Honor, repeat that bond again.
$2,500 signature bond through pretrial on each charge makes for a total of a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. No further violent contact with the alleged victim. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And did you say 16 Cortez Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Johnson. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002522Y with battery and simple assault. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was March the 29th, 2026, out of Village of Pinecrest, Florida, for burglary. There's 14 total arrest cycles with arrests out of Georgia, Alabama, and Florida. There's a 2022 felony conviction, terroristic threats and acts where they got first offender. It was sealed in 2024. There's a 2022 misdemeanor simple assault. Also in 2022, pointing a pistol at another. There appears to be an open case for unlawful carrying of a firearm, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and obstruction under 25 PI 005450, FTA from 2025. Nothing further.
Thank you. Mr. Sirocco?
Yes, Your Honor, this incident took place April 18th, 2026. Location I have is 419 Chamberlain Street in Atlanta. call from dispatch regarding a dispute, and they made contact with one of the victims here, Miss Anita Hunt, who explained that the defendant, her boyfriend, had attacked her. She was originally staying overnight at the defendant's residence. That was at 2466 Spring Gardens in Atlanta. She was woken up out of her sleep by the defendant by a punch to her mouth from the defendant. She received a bruise on her lower lip area as a result of this. And she explained the defendant began fighting with his friend who was also staying at the location. And that escalated. And ultimately, he had struck her. She left the location and returned to pick up Ms. Hunt, drove her to the residence that is located at 419 Chamberlain Street. And after returning to the location with the defendant, he was, quote, tweaking and acting crazy. The Ms. Hunt explained that her mother had heard the defendant outside of her residence. She's the second victim here, Miss Shakima Hunt. And she was, the defendant was trying to get into her residence. She refused to let her. Defendant was outside. He stated he was going to shoot her, SHIT, up. And also shoot her car up. And she observed what appeared to be a gun in the defendant's hand during this encounter. Law enforcement ultimately, located, detained the defendant, and they found, with the brief pat down, it was an airsoft black pistol. So certainly looked like a firearm here. And it does, from my understanding, shoot projectiles. The defendant was ultimately arrested here with his pointing or aiming a gun or pistol at another conviction, 2022. There was that terroristic threats and acts and simple assaults. I believe that was First Offender Act discharged, but case nonetheless, 2024. And then he's got that open case out of Cobb that pretrial mentioned, unlawful carrying of a weapon from last year. In addition to a 2025 FTA, with the severity of the what's alleged here, the threats to the mother, the striking, seems like out of nowhere of the daughter. We are requesting a $4,000 surety. In fact, we're actually asking that the $4,000 surety that was imposed by the magistrate court remains set. Out of concern for the victim's safety here, both of their safeties, and also out of the risk of failing to appear here, Judge, given his history. No further contact with Anisha Hunt, if I'm mispronouncing that. No further contact with Shakima Hunt. Stay away from 419 Chamberlain Street in Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And I don't believe we were able to speak with these victims. I'll verify that, but if we could sound for Anisha Hunt and Shakima Hunt.
If either the Hunt or on the line wish to address the court now, is your opportunity to do so. I need for you to come on camera.
It's Honesty Hunt.
Yes, ma'am. And you're not driving, are you?
No, I'm on break. I'm just sitting in my car.
Okay, and tell me your name.
Honesty?
Yes, ma'am. If you'll raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Oh, no. He was just saying that somebody did contact me. I did get in contact with somebody. I would
Okay.
just say that I'm here because you say you would like to get in contact.
And I do have those notes, Judge. And we can proceed however you want.
Is there something that you'd like to say in regards to Mr. Johnson, Ms. Hunt?
No.
Okay, I take it that you do not want contact at the present time?
No.
All right. Thank you for being here, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Ms. Kim?
Yes,
Just to briefly expand right before we go to that, Your Honor, I did see as well requesting a no contact, stay away from her. But there was also apparently drugs involved in this, she believes, and that it's never gotten to this extent before. I believe I have that correct, ma'am. Thank you.
All right. Nothing further, Mr. Sirocco. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, we don't object to mentioning anything about drugs. There was nothing like that. Your Honor, Mr. Johnson is 23 years young, and he does have one child. He graduated from high school, and after that, he was working at FedEx. However, he lost the job, and he at this point he is kind of like residing at hotels slash homeless. Sometimes he will go to his sister's place. He is residentially challenged right now. He does have a very severe heart problem, and definitely I am recommending him for a social worker visit for housing resources. And Your Honor, and I also have to request jail officer the separation for him because he was stabbed twice yesterday at the cell, and he was threatened. So we want to make sure that he is safe, and I want him to be released as fast as we can. We ask for a signature on bond and pretrial, or Your Honor, we ask for the very, very low cash bond, like $20 cash.
Now here, Ms. Kim, given his history, I'm not going to do that. For the battery, it's going to be a $2,000 good bond. For the simple assault, $1,000 good bond makes for a total of a $3,000 good bond. I do want him to have a social worker visit to assess for BHET and any housing issues. He is to have no further contact with either of the alleged victims. He is to stay away from their residential address. If necessary, he can go back I'm not even, Mr. Sirocco, I've got Chamberlain Street and Spring Gardens.
It's my understanding that the Chamberlain Street address is her mom's address, if I'm not mistaken there, and that the 2466 Spring Gardens address is actually the defendant's residence. But I don't believe they live together, Judge.
Oh, okay. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. So, say it again.
What was the total?
The total's a $3,000 good bond, 2 on the battery and 1 on the simple assault.
Thank you.
Yes,
Your Honor, can we have a 10% charity program, please?
that's fine with the court, Ms. Kim.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next is add-on 1, Miss Gilliam.
Good afternoon, Ms. Gilliam. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002524J with simple assault family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was February 6, 2026, out of Fulton for aggravated assault and simple assault family violence. That case appears to be open under 26 PI 001025. They have 13 total cycles. There's an additional case open for simple battery family violence under 26 CR 00794J. And then theft by shoplifting and obstruction under 19 CR 006371E. There are 2 misdemeanor convictions outside the last 10 years. FTA in 2011, nothing further.
Thank you, Mr. Sirocco.
Yes, Your Honor. This incident is from April 17th, just 3 days ago. It's 792 Magnolia Way in Atlanta. It's an apartment complex. Officers were dispatched to a fight with a weapon very early that morning. They spoke with the victim, juvenile PG. She explained that the defendant, who is her mother, had pulled out an eyebrow archer and placed it on Miss Gilliam's, juvenile TG's chest. She felt threatened. The defendant was arguing with her prior to this incident. And the defendant had kicked the bedroom door open at one point during this altercation, dispute over a baby, and some sort of childcare here with, I'm not sure whose baby necessarily, but there was a dispute over the childcare of that baby. And the defendant had pulled out the eyebrow archer, which has a razor attached to it. And this is, I mean, she fled outside in fear for her life here. We're especially concerned because the open aggravated assault family violence case, that's 26 PI 001025 against the same victim for striking her in the forehead with a glass tequila bottle. She received a $7,000 good bond on February 7th and is in violation of the no further contact condition. Additionally, the open simple assault family violence 26 CR 00794J, that was also against the same victim for pulling her hair while holding a knife. So a bond revocation motion has been filed for that case. Additionally, I did see a prior aggravated battery conviction out of Fulton, 02 SC 04911. The state's recommendation here, given that she is in violation of two separate bond orders for two separate incidents, and here we are again. We're very concerned. This did involve a device with a blade on it. Is a $4,000 cash bond. We're recommending no further contact with juvenile TG. Stay away from 792 Magnolia Way in Atlanta, that apartment complex, unless the juvenile is living with another parental figure at this point. We know there is a DFACS case. We're not aware of the details as of yet, but I would certainly hope so, with this being the third incident for which the defendant's been arrested against the same individual, the same minor. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And if we could sound for any parental figure that may be here on behalf of juvenile TG.
Is anyone here on behalf of the juvenile and you wish to address the court? Now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Goodman?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Gilliam is age 43. She was raised here in Georgia. She's been living here since she's like 2 months old. So she is a lifelong resident here. She does have family here as well, Your Honor, and she has a good address, which is the Magnolia Way address. She's been residing there for the past 6 years with her daughter, who is the alleged victim in this case, the 16-year-old. She did receive her GED, and currently she's not working because she is on disability. There may be some MH issues going on, Your Honor. But as far as her criminal history, I understand that it may be some open cases. I do have a concern as far as the alleged victim. I'm not sure who's the other parent in the household. It doesn't sound like it's just anybody else that lives there. It just sounds like it might just be her and this minor child. So I'm assuming that the minor child is by herself at this house. I'm not sure if that has anything to do with her calling the police and things like that. But again, the state mentioned a weapon. I wouldn't consider that eyebrow archer a weapon. It's like a little razor blade, like kind of like a shaver, like you know how you shave yourself, is as small as a razor as that. I don't think you could kill somebody with it. So I really wouldn't call it a weapon. But Your Honor, we'll just be asking for the lowest bond possible. I understand with her criminal history, a signature bond might not be granted, but we will ask for something super low, considering the fact if there is a stay away, she will have to find somewhere else to go. I'm not sure who's taking care of the minor child right now, or even in Warren, it talks about an alleged baby. I'm not sure who's taking care of that kid either. Again, we will just be asking for the lowest bond possible so Ms. Gilliam can be released. I'm not sure who's at the household as a parent, like that's a parent or an adult. So I do have some concerns about that too.
Mr. Sirocco, can you pull up that 794J case for me and tell me if I was the one to sign that bond and what the conditions were?
The conditions for that were no further violent contact from, and that was Judge Mincy, I wrote, that had ordered that bond, Your Honor, on February 7th, the same day as the other bond, with the no further contact.
Okay. We need to see what's going on in this matter. So Ms. Goodman, if she does not get out of custody by the SAP calendar, I need for you to have your SAP lawyers really look into this for me so that we can deal with Ms. Gilliam going forward. As for today, it's going to be a $5,000 good bond, no further contact with the alleged victim, stay away from the Magnolia Way address, one-time police escort to retrieve any belongings. Mr. Sirocco, you might want to look into whether DFAX is involved in this. If DFAX is involved in it, I want them to follow any DFAX orders. And Ms. Goodman, I'll reconsider this at the SAP calendar if I have more information. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. And Miss Bridgewater, did you get that other case so that we can get that on the SAP calendar as well?
Miss Grace is assisting me today. Miss Grace, were you able to get that other case number?
Ms. Bridgewater, Judge, the 19 I got 26 CR 00.
794J is what I have.
That's correct.
79. That's not enough numbers.
000794J.
Three zeros. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Who do we have next?
17, Mr. Jones.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Jones. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002523C with 2 counts of battery. Is there a history? Ms. Hardy?
Their last arrest was March the 21st, 2026, out of Hernando, Mississippi, for driving while license suspended or revoked. They have 19 total cycles, arrests out of Georgia and Mississippi. There's a 2023 aggravated assault, a 2023 obstruction of hindering person calling 911, and criminal trespass, 2011 simple battery family violence. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Mr. Sirocco?
Yes, so for that, there's a 2023 conviction that I see. I think it's the same one that we're talking about here, 19 SC 168321. I see an aggravated assault conviction, cruelty to children in the third, criminal trespass, and obstructing or hindering persons making emergency phone call. So I did see that. He's currently on probation for that, sentenced to 5 years, served 1 in 2023. I also saw a previous battery/simple battery family violence conviction from 1996, in addition to that 2011 simple battery family violence conviction. This incident here was from January 28th, 2026, at 6355 Oakley Road, or excuse me, I guess 4430 would be the right address. It's the Texaco gas station in Union City. The victim here, he's been waiting on the line with us, is Mr. Mario Stargell, or Stargell, however that is pronounced, sir. And he explained that the defendant, whom he knew from the neighborhood, got into an altercation with him. He had pulled up to that Texaco gas station, the victim did, and the defendant at that point approached his vehicle, tried to take keys from him, and that is, he was able to pull off from the location, but the defendant was following him back to his friend's house at that 6355 Oakley Road. So started at the Texaco, ended at the Oakley Road. And the defendant, following that, had struck him repeatedly in the face with a closed fist. Mr. Stargell fell to the ground, and the defendant at that point continued punching and kicking him. He explained that he and the defendant did know each other from the neighborhood, and he really didn't know what the problem was that led to the altercation. The officers observed several cuts on Mr. Stargell's hands and swelling to his face and his head. He had to be transported to Grady Memorial for his injuries, Your Honor. And we did speak with Mr. Stargell. He confirmed the events in the warrant. He explained that he was severely attacked here and that the defendant tried to kill him. The defendant is a friend of the victim's girlfriend. So maybe that's the connection here. Even then, Mr. Stargell's explained he's had head trauma and a dislocated arm as a result of the incident. We're looking forward to getting those medical documents here, Judge. And he tries to avoid the defendant because just seeing him gives him a flashback. Clearly a very traumatizing incident. He is asking for a stay away and no contact. He's seeking a cash bond, and we think that would be appropriate here, given his history, 2023 felony violent conviction. Also, there was a case that the DA's accepted this morning that came in alongside this one that's even more recent, and that's a battery family violence against the defendant's daughter. That was accepted as a recidivist offense, Your Honor. So that's there in Superior Court. The state's recommendation is a $3,000 cash bond, $1,500 on each. This, as by all appearances, seems to be a targeted attack. They did know each other, but not well enough for anything like this. No further contact with Mr. Stargell. Stay away from 6355 Oakley Road in Union City. We'd ask for a stay away from that Texaco gas station as well, if the victim likes to frequent there. And no drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. If we could sound for Mr. Stargell. Thank you for being here, sir.
Stargell, if you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity. Need for you to unmute yourself.
If it rains, you won't.
Sir, excuse me.
Okay, if you can raise your right
Yes.
hand for me. Yes, sir. Raise your right hand for me, please.
I am.
Oh, do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you can place your hand down. What would you like to tell the court, sir? You're going in and out on us, so you don't have good connection there.
Okay. The only thing I have to say is he violent attacked me for no reason, and I want to press charges.
Okay, anything else?
Did you?
Thank you for being here this afternoon, sir. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor, my client is 55 years old, and Your Honor, he has, well, Your Honor, he has 6 adult children, and after graduating from high school, he has been working as a landscape. Sometimes he will do demolition, but his income is still low that he's qualified for public defender services. He does have some medals at his neck and his back. There are lots of screws. He does get medical attention, Your Honor. We would like to request for signature on bond. If Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond because of previous history, we asked for a simple battery, 2,500 surety bond to remain set, and battery family violence. We asked for $1,000 surety bond.
The battery family violences were transferred to the DA's office, Ms. Kim. This is 2 counts of battery.
But it's misdemeanor as of now.
Well, we haven't accused it, so I'm not sure what you're asking for here.
Okay.
It's been accepted by the DA's office. But on this case here, the 2 battery counts, Certainly bond can be heard on that.
May I please have a 1 minute with my client, Your Honor, because we didn't know about upgrade to the felony. I need to explain some more details to him.
Okay, well, you do understand that he's only charged here with 2 counts of battery
Right.
for Mr. Starling. Officer Milton, who's representing the young lady there at ACDC?
Attorney Goodman.
Okay. Ms. Kim, I'm gonna give you some time to talk there. I'm gonna go on to the next case with Ms. Goodman, okay? So we'll come back to you. All right.
Position
Uh,
22.
Thank
Miss
you.
Session.
Good afternoon, Ms. Sessions. You've been charged in case 26 CR 002513G with battery, simple battery, theft of service, and theft by taking. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
Excuse me, their last arrest was August the 17th, 2022, out of Henry County for kidnapping. It appears that they're on first offender probation for that. That's their only arrest cycle. Nothing further.
Thank you. Who's presenting for the state here?
That'll be me, Your Honor. If you could give me
Okay.
1 moment to get this case pulled up. Yes, Your Honor. So this was an incident from December 23rd, 2025. The victim's name is Kiara Harris. Defendant has 4 counts here, charged with battery, simple battery, theft of services, and theft by taking. The victim, Miss Harris, braids hair for a living, and the defendant brought her daughter in to have her hair braided. As the defendant was leaving the store and getting into the car, she was doing so without paying for the service. The victim leaned against the car door while reviewing their agreement over Facebook, and then the defendant proceeded to grab the steering wheel and also grab the victim, then by her braids, before proceeding to speed away. The victim tried to hold on to the vehicle and lost her cell phone through the window. The victim used her iPad to message the defendant to ask for her phone back. She said she could see where it was, and immediately after sharing this with her, the phone was turned off. We have spoken with Miss Harris. She explained that she and the defendant were in the same Facebook group for hair, and the defendant posted that she needed her daughter's hair done. The victim commented on the post and offered to do the defendant's daughter's hair. She confirmed the events in the warrant. Her mom, the victim's mom, was on the phone during the incident, and there was a friend there as well. So multiple witnesses here, Judge. She, excuse me, would like a no further contact order, stay away order. This is the defendant's family has been reaching out to her, and the victim actually had to go to the hospital that night. She did send us screenshots of her injuries here, of the photos that were taken. I did see 2022 First Offender Act kidnapping case. State's recommendation here, given the circumstances, is a total $3,000 good bond, with the breakdown being as follows: $1,000 good on the battery, $500 on the simple battery, 1,000 on the theft of services, and 500 on the theft by taking, for a total of $3,000 good. No further contact with Miss Harris. Stay away from the incident location, that the 4098 Hammock Trace address in Atlanta. If we could sound for Miss Harris.
Ms. Harris, I see you on the line. If you would like to address the court, now is your opportunity to do so. If so, you'll need to activate your camera for me. And yes, ma'am, raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, we can't hear you, Ms. Harris. Hear you. I think that you have something. I'll give you a moment to log off and log back on, and see if that will help choose the audio portion when you come back. Okay. All right. While we wait for Ms. Harris, Ms. Goodman.
Yes, Your Honor. For one, I would like to start off with a motion to dismiss the simple battery. I do not see a warrant for the simple battery, so I don't know what the allegations are, who the victim is. I don't have any information for that simple battery, so I will be asking for a motion to dismiss on that, along with, and furthermore, and you look at Odyssey, the simple battery is not listed as well, so I'm not sure where their simple battery came from. But what's actually holding her is just 3 charges. It looked like battery, theft by taking, and a theft of service.
I think that the solicitor probably added that charge on. Was that added on, Mr. Soraka?
That's correct, Judge.
Okay. Ms. Harris, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay. Yes. I'll be with you. I can hear you now. Thank you, ma'am. Ms. Goodman, let me talk to Ms. Harris first, and I'll come back to you. Yes, Ms. Harris, if you'll raise your right hand for me. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can place your hand down. Yes, ma'am. What would you like to tell the court?
Well, first I want to say excuse me if I stumble over my words. It's a very traumatizing situation to keep revisiting. So I typed out what I needed to say. I'm asking that you carefully consider whether she should be granted bond. This is not a minor situation. She dragged me by my braids, which caused physical injury, lost a pet, and left a permanent scar. She did not pay for her service and took my phone, which I am still financially responsible for. I even gave her the chance to return it and resolve it without legal action, and she refused and gave false information. This incident happened in December 2025, and she has not been held accountable until now, which adds to my concern about accountability and how serious this situation is being taken. Sorry. Oh my goodness. I'm serious about this situation that's being taken. So this incident, I no longer feel safe running my business the same way. I've had to change how I work completely, adding cameras and making sure someone is always present, which has affected my space and ability to operate. I am also concerned because multiple people have reached out saying she's done similar things before, not to mention her mother and her cousin have still continuously contacted me, which adds to my concern about my safety. The fact that this happened in front of her young child makes it even more serious. I am also still I am still required to be paying for the phone that she took from me, which adds a financial burden to me, and it's not fair to me as I am a student that relies on my business for income. This situation has been very traumatic to me, and I believe she should be held accountable. If the court does consider bond, I do ask that it be strict conditions put in place, including no contact with me or anyone contacting me on her behalf. Also, returning my phone or restitution, anything else to ensure my safety and accountability.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Harris. We appreciate you being here this afternoon. Yes, Ms. Goodman.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Session is only 21 years old. She was born and raised here in Atlanta, Georgia. Her entire family resides here. She does have a good address here where she's been residing at for the past 6 months with her daughter. She does have a daughter, age 6 years old, and she's currently in the process of getting her GED right now. She only has the one criminal history, so Your Honor, just based off of the AOLA factors, she has good community ties here. She's not likely to flee. She has a daughter here. I'm pretty sure she doesn't want to leave her daughter. She is the only criminal history she got was from 2022. She only has one case. And considering that is a kidnapping, I'm assuming it might have to do with a child, maybe her child. Okay. And so Your Honor, I do believe she's a good candidate for bond here. We will be asking for the lowest possible bond for these charges. I know the state already mentioned a $3,000 good bond, but if possible, we'll be asking that the bond is not to exceed $1,000 for the total of these 4 charges.
Anything further, Ms. Goodman?
And as far as the simple battery, I didn't hear any. I don't know if I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, but is it Sirocco?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he mentioned of why they added the simple battery or not. I just noticed that when he was talking, I didn't see a warrant for a simple battery. And so I don't really know what the allegations are for the simple battery.
Grabbing her hair, ma'am.
Oh, okay. Is that an accusation or was there an accusation filed?
This was in the warrant.
Okay.
Okay, nothing further. For the battery, it'll be a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. For each of the other charges will be a $1,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2, makes for a total of an $8,000 signature bond through pretrial level 2. I want her to have 10 anger awareness classes. I want her to have a theft class, no further contact with Ms. Harris. Stay away from the Hammock Trace address, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Ms. Sessions, no further contact means absolutely no contact, no contact by you or anyone that's representing you, okay? You obviously can't have any personal contact, but no phone contact, no internet contact, no social media contact. No contact means no contact whatsoever. Good luck to you all. Okay, can we go back to position 17, Mr. Jones? Are you ready now, Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I believe that you were in the middle of your presentation.
Yes, we would like to request for a signature on bond since the other one is actually upgraded to a felony. He is not going anywhere, Your Honor, even with a signature on bond. If Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond because of his histories, we would like to request that the bond to be $100 cash, Your Honor.
Okay, for each charge will be a $5,000 good bond, makes for a total of a $10,000 good bond. No further contact with Mr. Stargill. Stay away from the Texaco and also the Oakley Road address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you both.
Next, Your Honor, is Miss Calderon. I do not know that position number, sir.
That's position number 5. Is it Rosanna Calderon?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Calderon. You have been charged in case 26 CR 002495L with criminal trespass. Is there a history?
Their last arrest was February 26, 2026, out of Harrison County for disorderly conduct and obstruction. That is their only arrest cycle. Nothing further to report.
Thank you. Ms. Evans-Battle?
Yes, Your Honor. This happened April the 19th at 505 Cortland Apartments Complex. I think it's 505 Cortland Street is the location. And the owner had asked for her to leave and she wouldn't leave. We'd asked for a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial services level 1. I know that she's on our referral list for MHC for that court as well. So I believe she's already met with the social worker. And whoever the attorney is can let us know whether or not that's true. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons while on bond.
Yes, Ms. Goodman.
Yes, Your Honor. Obviously, I mean, we don't have no objection to what the state is offering as far as the signature bond, the $2,000 on signature bond. But yes, I'm not sure if the social worker has seen her from her last case, but she is homeless. So I definitely do recommend a social worker to help with housing. And it might be some MH issues going on as well. And she's also autistic. And so, you know, I think it's a little, maybe some issues there as far as the criminal trespass due to her being autistic. She might not understand what exactly all this means. And so, again, Your Honor, we have no objection with the signature bond.
So $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Stay away from the incident location. Social worker visit to assess for BHET and assist with housing. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Calderon. You're welcome.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, what was that bond amount?
It was a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial level 1. Okay, I don't see anybody else in the courtrooms. Does that mean the rest of these cases are waivers or resets?
Your Honor, I have an announcement for Miss Layton. I'm gonna look for the case number for you. Sorry. Position 23 on the main calendar. This case has been reset multiple times. It may be some mental health going on, but Officer Milton told me that she has to go to the MH headquarters, their corridors, I guess, to talk to Miss Layton to see if she can appear for court. But I was just going to ask you, how does the competency calendar work if she can be set on a competency calendar so she's just not keep getting reset? She's been sitting in jail now for some days. It's been 5 days now, and she hasn't had her first appearance hearing. So I kind of just want to move it along. I'm not sure where she at now with the mental
Has someone, Ms. Goodman, has someone tried to talk with her and get a waiver of her appearance?
No, so Miss Officer Milton was about to go down there now and try and contact me about that. She was gonna see, it's just been, I guess, a lot going on. So she hasn't had a chance to go to, because I guess it's in Ford North. I'm assuming, is it Ford North? Okay. And so she hasn't just had a chance to go to that floor yet to speak to Miss Layton.
I have this being a medical reset twice from Friday and then Saturday, Judge.
Okay. So, Ms. Goodman, you might want to speak with Mr. Bartels, who might be able to assist you, since I believe he's still the one who deals with the competency calendar. If you has anyone from your office spoken with her at all?
I don't think so, Your Honor. And I don't mind waiting until Officer Milton and I could speak to her if the court, you know, is mind waiting for that. It's just, I don't know how long
Well,
that would
I don't
take.
understand why someone hasn't, if she's been on the calendar since Friday, why someone hasn't tried to speak with her in person prior to today. Is there a reason for that? Was there something with the jail, some kind of holdup, or nobody has made it down there to speak with her?
So I can't really for Friday or what happened before me. I just found out literally by Officer Milton like an hour ago.
Okay. I'm not trying to blame anybody, Ms. Goodman. I'm just trying to get an understanding of the situation. Okay. Ms. Kim,
As I understood it before, is that she would not speak to the public defender, and they have not been able to get her to sign. They couldn't do a waiver because she's not not been communicating with the public defender office.
Your Honor,
well,
Officer Glinton and TJ and I personally went to her cell. She was not responsive at all. We were trying to talk. 3 of us were like trying to do something about it, but she was not moving, she was not responsive. That's what happened, Your Honor.
Okay, so, I mean, it sounds like Officer Milton, like the chances of you being able to get her and bring her here this afternoon is going to be difficult. Okay, so maybe if you all will speak with Mr. Bartels, we can place her on a competency calendar. But I want to give you one more opportunity to get that accomplished. So, and given the lateness of the hour today, we'll reset it until Wednesday. But speak with Paul Bartels and see what his suggestion is. Okay.
What
Thank you.
position is this?
This is position number 23, Slate.
Okay, so we're gonna
So
try it
that's
one more time.
reset for 422.
Okay,
All right, so let me just go down the calendar of what we have left. Position number 9, Dawn Creasy. What are we doing with that person?
Medical reset, Your Honor.
Okay, medical reset until 422. 22, okay. The next one in line is position 13, Ronnie Flowers.
Waiver, Your Honor. I do have a waiver for him.
Okay, Mr. Flowers was charged in case 26 CR 002502D with simple battery, criminal trespass, and 2 counts of willful obstruction of law enforcement officers. Is there a history, Ms. Hardy?
The last arrest was October the 8th, 2021, out of Michigan for a probation violation. They have 12 cycles out of Michigan, a 2020 felony conviction for armed robbery. There's 3 felonies outside the last 10 years. Misdemeanor in 2006, malicious destruction of personal property. Nothing further to report.
Thank you, Mr. Sirocco.
Yes, Your Honor. What I did note, 2 prior DV cases, one being from 2007, along with a felony drugs conviction, both convictions, and an armed robbery conviction out of Cass County, same state as where Kalamazoo is. Someone would have to tell me what state that is, but not a whole lot of social ties here in Georgia, it appears, with his history. The incident took place just yesterday at 275 Honeycutt Street in Atlanta. It's an apartment complex. There was a dispute call involving the victim here, Miss Shakiria Smiley, and the defendant. They made contact, officers did, with the Miss Smiley, and she stated she knew the defendant through her child's father. And there was a dispute. He had apparently accused her of putting an unknown curse on him and came in to the kitchen angry. You put a curse on me, bitch, get out the apartment, and proceeded to bump her with his chest and slap a plate of food out of her hands while arguing with her. And this all took place in it's a vacant unit that they were both trespassing in. She was given a warning here. But he was arrested on this charge as well as for obstructing the 2 officers here. They told him to stop and not to run, and he looked directly at the officer and disregarded that lawful command, proceeded to run there. And it was, yeah, we have not been able to speak with Miss Smiley as of yet, Judge. We are concerned for her safety. I believe currently the bond is set at 4,500 total surety. We did add a willful obstruction charge for the other officer obstructed here. We are fine with a $4,000 surety, 2,000 on the simple battery, 1,000 on the criminal trespass, and 500 on each willful obstruction charge. We are requesting no further contact with Miss Shakiria Smiley out of an abundance of caution. Also, there hasn't been a sufficient cooling off period. Stay away from this address here. He shouldn't be there anyways. 275 Honeycutt Street Northwest in Atlanta. No drugs, weapons, or alcohol while out on bond. And I believe that's it. If we could sound for Miss Smiley if she happens to be on the line.
Ms. Smiley's on the line and wishes to address the court. Now is your opportunity. Doesn't appear so. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Mr. Flowers is 39 years old and he was born and raised in Michigan. And I believe he's been here in Georgia for 2 years. He's residentially challenged ever since last August 2025. He lost his job. He was a forklift operator. He has a certification. He also has a OSHA certification. However, after losing a job, he has been it has been very, very difficult for him. Your Honor, recommending him for social worker visit with housing resources, HET, and I believe he is okay. He has no objection with a no contact and still they're not really friends or anything like that. So it should be okay. And Your Honor, he does have a lupus, which is very, very, very serious stage right now. So and also he has to go to Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan, because there's a cold over there. So it seems like my client's gonna be in jail for a long time, and we ask for the lowest possible bond. Hopefully, signature on bond. If Your Honor is not inclined to give him a signature on bond, we ask for $1,000 surety bond for all of them together total. Thank you.
Simple battery will be $1,000 good bond. For the criminal trespass, a $500 good bond. For each of the other charges, a $250 good bond. Makes for a total of a $2,000 good bond. Social worker visit to assess for BHET and housing. No further contact with Ms. Smiley. Stay away from the Honeycutt address. No drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, the next one in line is position 31, Destiny Wilson. What are we doing with Ms. Wilson?
Miss Destiny Wilson. I'm looking for my note, Your Honor. I apologize.
Kim, I don't think I saw that on our list at all.
That's why I'm trying to. Yeah, that's what I don't know.
She's position 31 on the regular calendar, and we also have, I believe, the only one left on the add-on calendar is Emily Ouellette.
That's going to be a medical reset, Your Honor.
Okay, so we'll position 7 on the add-on calendar will be a medical reset until 4/22.
Yeah, I don't think it's not on our, Miss Wilson is not on our list at all. And so we did not get a chance to interview her. I don't even know if the officers put her.
We don't have a Wilson.
Yeah. Yeah, I checked. I looked too, Kim. I don't see.
Okay, so I guess we'll have to reset Destiny Wilson until Wednesday as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Bridgewater, does that take care of everybody?
I believe it does, Your Honor.
Okay.
So if we are ready, once again, the reset date for the SAP calendar is May the 5th. I am showing position number 1 on the regular calendar is a consent. It's a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Reset further notice. Number 2 is reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through pretrial.
Oh, hold on, Ms. Bridgewater, 1 second. Are we sure that number 1 is a consent?
Well, they were talking about it. I'm mark consent off and just do a regular bond. That's no problem. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll do that. Now I'll go back to position number 2 is reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through pretrial. 3 is reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through pretrial. 4 is reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through the jail. 5 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 6 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $1,000 good bond. 7 is going to the SAP calendar with a $3,000 good bond. 8 reset further notice with a $5,000 SOB through pretrial. 9 is being reset to Wednesday, which is April the 22nd. 10 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 11 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $30 cash bond. 12 is reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through pretrial. 13 is going to the SAP calendar with a total $2,000 good bond. 14 is reset further notice with a total $6,000 SOB through pretrial. 15 is going to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 good bond. 16 SAP calendar with a total $3,000 good bond. 17 SAP calendar with a total $10,000 good bond. 18 SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. 19 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 20 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. I have 21 as a consent bond with a $1,500 SOB through pretrial. 22 reset further notice with a total $8,000 SOB through pretrial. 23 is being reset to Wednesday. 24 is reset further notice with a $1,500 SOB through pretrial. 25 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. 26 reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 27 is going to the SAP calendar with a $100 cash bond. 28 I'm showing as a consent bond with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 29 reset further notice with a total $5,000 SOB through pretrial. 30 reset further notice with a total $8,000 SOB through pretrial. 31 is being reset to Wednesday.
Ms. Bridgewater, she got released on the 18th. She went Saturday.
Who is that?
Destiny Wilson.
Okay, she was released?
Yeah, she was.
Okay, so okay, no problem. Okay, that's reset further notice she was released. Okay, now let's move on to the add-on. Position number 1 is going to the SAP calendar with a $5,000 good bond. 2 is going to the SAP calendar dated April 28th with a total $100 cash bond. 3 is reset further notice with a total $4,000 SOB through pretrial. 4 reset further notice with a total $5,000 SOB through pretrial. 5 reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. 6 a total $5,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 7 is being reset to Wednesday, and position 8 is going on the comp calendar on the 7th of May at 11 o'clock. Are there any questions, comments, or otherwise? Are we all together?
Okay, looks like it, Ms. Bridgewater. Thank you. Thank
You're
everyone. Nothing further. Y'all have a good rest of the day. We'll see you next Monday.
Okay,
Thank you,
take care,
Judge.
everyone.
You as
All
well.
right.
Bye
Okay,
all.
Thank you.